This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Ahe Boadu TV, yamama kwaba. Na Kevin Taylor abuofu NPP for papa say mo se dey. Yenkwachi Azorka. Na nya Afenyo na ebo police ni asoma besim ne. Yenhu die kwesi yem. Nya Afenyo. Mumpe be ntra na the NPP for ye. Ebra more power. Na NDC for some behavior. Enka mumbetima tena Ghana. Enko kan ti asem nkwachi Azorka. Chief Justice CJ asem no. Babo ewrem ani omo kan bi nyina ho aka. Ade a wa ye omo no. Eno se polafuku kra pu. Ekeke kan se mi defend NPP ho ye no kure. Eno kure. Bon. Na wo hwe prime minister NPP for be ye no January. Mase presidential one. Eno san ba me awini a oswa no nkrofo nko a ba party no abe leaders. Bon Kennedy wini a Kennedy nkrofo nko a it wakase party na egua manti asesa. Insem di bibiri wa bropro so bibiri.
Please investigate alleged assault on NPP's vice chair Alhaji Masawudu during Akwitia by-election. Now, you see Akwitia a year police penyini oho atuenum tuo. And they almost say a year altercation. A year wentwi a see ewo a year Akwitia between a year NDC chairman, vice chairman, Mr. Azorka. One a year salanentwie ewo Akwitia no. You say asem police for ABA investigations into it. Now me nim say nipa ni nentwie ko a ye be investigations. Go nentwie nipa ne ko aboa, but it's okay. Now, you say a year Mr. Azorka a o ye nipa oni nentwie ko ewo Akwitia a year Masawudu. Now, omo be investigations into a year that altercation between them, and majority of Ghanaians we saw the altercation. Now, what I want to say is I am very happy that the Ghana Police Service, irrespective of who you are, no say we need to open investigations and get to the bottom of it. I am for this. As much as I like Mr. Azorka, as much as basically the NDC won the elections, I am happy. No, whatever happened there, no, the Ghana Police Service, they need to investigate. They need to, at the end of the day, come out with their investigation report. Now you exactly the I was say ye fa so I was say you making sure say obi edi boni a say ye twe na so a I was say ye twe nipa na so. Enti I am for this. I am for this. Say nipa ni ntwe ko a you still have to investigate because sebio ebia nipa no na onim se ntwempo no ne kono. Enti we need to investigate this, and I am wholeheartedly in support of this. It is a police so be investigations. Na se omo ba be hwehwem na omo be hwe se so obi di fo a emrane nipa ne be di a I was a police hwehwem. Mr. Azorka me panasem, but if they have to do the investigations, so far investigations so I cannot sit here and say Nenchene ne dibim and answer Mr. Azorka ne dibim ebim. But what I know is that the laws must work. The laws must work. Send be who say Nenchene ne nipa kon ye no. Nenchene na ose de koto my anka and I say nipa no ena sebi oye mistake. These are things we need to do. I will tell the CID boss. Say I am very happy how swift are issues but say obey investigations or making sure say police for no irrespective of who is involved, you know, she makes sure say emrano it's working, and this is all that we have been asking for. We should not be selective when it comes to assembly sia where you wine and away your wine where the engine in sinchain and away the police they have to do investigation. So I applaud the CID boss. Now we also need to understand say the same police were attacked by a member of parliament, Afenyo-Markin. We have video evidence of Afenyo-Markin attacking a police officer in Ghana. Afenyo-Markin is a law maker. Near Okromha, and the minority leader Afenyo-Markin action in sa ebo police ni assume. The police came to tell us, they said they are investigating the matter. So I am urging the CID boss, because me, so we need me, and that's what I can. Me so asemu aminjai until I get response. Say new CID boss ni ma onko busa ken yeboa ene eye model no. Ene eye Ozempic, eye Tiwa. I don't let things slide like that, especially when laws no I will say diso. Because Abaya Dibo Techino, I was sa Abana Yedebo Ban. Afenyo-Markin assaulted a police officer who is the same as you, the CID boss. And I don't think, say, you, the CID boss, you see yourself better than any police officer on duty. From the way you are a professional, the way you have conducted yourself, the way so far, what I said, the office you are occupying, you qualify to be there. We need to get results on this matter. Because you opened investigations into Afenyo-Markin assaulting a law enforcement officer. He actually slapped a police officer. The minority leader Afenyo-Markin, he stretched his hand and hit the face of a police officer. A police officer who is the same as you, the IGP, the CID boss. You sent men out. The IGP, you sent men out. You put them in front of deadly human beings like Afenyo-Markin. We all saw on camera Afenyo-Markin assaulted a police officer. You are the CID boss. This is your first test to prove that you are not corrupt. Nkofo can sempa fa. But you need to prove to us, say you are not as corrupt as Nkofo na be you omono. You need to prove to Ghana, say you are not like Tiwa, who will oversee the killing of 3 girls and still lie to Ghanaians. We don't want to see you like Ken Agyapong, who gets drunk before he gets to the office. We don't want to see you as the model. The original Ashisham Esra the Tonguan our office. You need to move the standards up. We were here when you released the statement. And I'll read the statement for Ghana for to see the statement you released. Besides, get me the police statement. Because I was saying Ghana for exactly the statement you made. Besides, get me the statement. Exactly what you said in the police statement. If Afenyo-Markin is under investigations, what has happened to that investigations? Besides, I forgot. Get me the statement. Me person me read the statement, It's who the new CID boss, So one person a befrau say also, oh yeah, another corrupt woman pretending to be a very patriotic, honest CID boss. Let us get the results from the investigations you did. Because from the video I played, Afenyo-Markin assaulted a police officer. In fact, besides, I have it here. Thank you very much. This is the statement you issued as the CID boss. Now, Afenyo-Markin, or a lawmaker, onye obihunu, onimumbrano into a form brana or some branity. Because Azorka Kevin Taylor the kobo obi asuma akamia kwatino. Now, your own institution, the Ghana Police Service, after Afenyo-Markin assaulted a police, he assaulted a police officer. Azorka, oni nenchie enana edi agro. Azorka did not assault a police officer. We are talking about Afenyo-Markin, a member of parliament, a leader of the minority group, assaulting a police officer, hitting the face of a police officer. Now, this is the statement you released. Police invite Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin to assist investigation into viral demonstration video. You want you, the CID boss, come out with a press conference. Mayehu, how far with the investigations? Because what we saw in the video, who said he actually hit the guy's face. It's you. It's your test. Now, this is what you wrote. You said, the Ghana Police Service has reviewed several video footages on an alleged assault. Fine. We are fine. Alleged assault. We are here. On an alleged assault on a public officer. On a public officer by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin during the just ended demonstrations. Following the review, meaning you watch the video. Meaning you saw Afenyo-Markin punch the police officer's face. Because in your own statement, you said following the review, you have reviewed the videos. It is so good that you have acknowledged that you have videos. And it is good that you have acknowledged that you have reviewed the videos. The video we watched is the same video you watched. So we want to know from you if that video you watched is different from us. We want you to come out with your findings after you investigated Afenyo-Markin. Now, this is what you say. Following the review, the service has written to the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament requesting the release of Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin to assist ongoing investigation into the alleged incident. The officer in question will also be assisting the investigation. This is a demonstration. Afenyo-Markin on an NPP so a demonstration at Matokonu. This police officer or yere woma and a smart police is uncle protect Afenyo-Markin NPP for almost say osono ma Matokonu. Yeah, the president through the constitution. Ye be investigations say ye hwehwe ni nsemu. Afenyo-Markin na Ghana Police Service etu police ni jana yere ne ma ofie. And yes, Koneko protected Afenyo-Markin. Afenyo-Markin ended up punching him in the face twice. It is different when the man is not wearing a uniform. It is different when he's not even in a police uniform. You saw this man standing before you, a police officer. You are a lawmaker. He has been standing in the sun for about 10 hours. Now you get to where this man is standing. In Suawo, Afenyo-Markin, people were following you with bottled water. This police officer, for all you know, he's not eating since morning. And I'm speaking to the CID boss. You are sitting in the air condition. You put people's husbands in the sun and you sit there and you write grammar. You want to prove to us that you're credible. I want to prove to Ghana for saying you're credible. And if you are credible, you need to come out and let us know the findings in these investigations. Because when who the findings in these investigations are, then you become one of the most corrupt CID boss in Ghana. Everywhere I stand, anyone stand, you need to be called a corrupt CID boss because we have seen the video. This is a man you sent out there to protect Afenyo-Markin and protect his likes, protect his hooligans. This man put his life on the line. Intinanka Afenyo-Markin kutaseka yankore awone kuno. Senke eyetua enekuta Afenyo-Markin. That small moment no kwa body tributu kuno. So what Afenyo-Markin did there is the same as an armed robber taking that decision in that second. Afenyo-Markin is equally, what he did can equally be compared to an armed robber killing a police officer. Because the impact at that moment, the decision he took at that moment, it could have taken the policeman's life away. Now that punch, it could have, at the end of the day, policeman kobenya seizure. Moja betume jina ni trim. For all we know, as we are speaking, moja jina police ni trim. In the next year or two, he's going to die. And we cannot treat this as a normal thing. Afenyo-Markin abo police near him slap wa punching it him into yamanen kosa. You the CID boss. Afenyo-Markin is not my problem. You, this woman. You, this woman. I am going to add you to my list of people. I will remind you every day. We want to get to the bottom of this attack, this assault on Ghana Police Service, personnel, because every single police officer is watching. This is your first test. We want to get to the bottom of this. Eduane at the board, Techino, Yamfasa Eduane Moba. I'm going to promise Ghanaians every single day I'll remind Ghana of the Afenyo-Markin investigation. And you, this CID boss, we want to know whether you are credible. And I say you are like Tiwa. And I say you are one of the most corrupt police officers who put people on the street to just go and die. Because this man could have been killed. Afenyo-Markin would have stabbed him. He could have shot him. Because what happened in that split second, now police in their life was at stake. You were sitting in your air-conditioned office. As simple as it should be, we want the Ghana Police Service to come and brief us. Because this investigations are starting. You cannot tell us that you have not finished these investigations. Every single day, I will remind you. Because so when Proven says is not to cover up your criminal dealings, then you are not going to be allowed to be the CID boss of Ghana. You are a very beautiful woman. I respect you a lot. Recently, we congratulated you. And Africa Interpol, you what to so. But do they know what you are doing at home? Do you don't know what you are doing at home? Covering up crime, protecting politicians, assaulting police officers in uniform, and you keeping the file in your office? We want you to come out with the investigation report. We all saw the video. You have seen the video. At least you told us you have reviewed the video. I don't think we, the rest, we are blind. I don't think we are stupid. Whatever we saw is the same thing you saw. So we expect you not to play on our conscience and make us look stupid. You being a CID boss does not make you intelligent than us. We all have the same eye. We all saw what happened. So you cannot come back and tell us what is not there, because we all saw what has happened. And every single police officer is watching. Because if action is not taken, if consequences, people don't feel the consequences, the next day, Afenyo-Markin will pick a gun and kill a police officer, because you, the CID boss, you have enabled him. Now, if you don't take action on this, if you people don't make sure that the consequences are applied, Afenyo-Markin now will go out with a gun to kill a police officer. Afenyo-Markin is not just a mere Lilliput or a mere Apitekura. He is the minority leader of the weakest, foolish minority group in parliament. And he is also a lawmaker. He's also a lawyer, a stupid lawyer. So you people should give us answers. I'll be back to you, madam. Your niceness, it cannot cover up your crimes. Your niceness cannot cover up your incompetence. You are in the hot seat. This is your first test to prove to us that you are not the same as those people we were screaming at. The police service needs resetting. IGP did the minyamba and so. The IGP, I'm member and so yet. I will have time for him. The IGP, I will have time for him. But for now, we are waiting for the investigation report. And this is what Ghanaian journalists, they don't tell you people. Because majority of them. So they cannot tell you the truth. Media, when you do the right thing, I will tell you, you are one of the people when the president appointed, I sat here and applauded the president. And to prove yourself, this is your first test. This video, we saw a member of parliament assault a police officer in uniform like yourself, or striking police in twice. You cannot tell me nothing happened. CID boss, you cannot just sit there and say we didn't see anything. Hey, Kaikroman can unko. Anka police now would know. Anka man for be who say police you don't deserve to wear the uniform. Oh dear, Opa Betra report catcher say you didn't see anything. Kaubeti. Consequences, no. We need to see it. Now, I want to kill some jandam. Mami we, you see a friend of Gloria Ofori Bedu. Ofori Boadu. Oh, sorry, I know I shall wake tan. My better TV so. Now, about TV so, or say, or your lawyer and women's right advocate. There you go. Your friend, Gloria Ofori Boadu. They be no better TV3. Near Busa say, or your wine, or say, or your lawyer and women's right advocate. Sa title do the TV so beka politics. Adeba kwa time on and away gawashe. I said the paper crabim. Ya the paper crabim. Uyano washe. Adeba kwa time on and away gash. Tan. I said, send away ya the from me near the paper crabim. Not what they are saying. Now, Mumian Kwana Asam so. Andra, Azato, Asam, Emma Munina who that guy is. That guy is a liar. Sir, Zato is a one. He's a liar. Don't listen to that guy. But we are promising no education minister. Andra, you're exposing my Ghana for you or your NPP ni. Now, Madam Murphy, the three said Murphy, the people crabim. Ne wig tan. Basa. Or the butu the tia. As what bottom. Yes. Yes, Otuvo's son has failed law school exams. Is under pressure to resign as the SRC president. This one I need to confirm. I say in Canada, Rosa. The Otunfo's son has failed law school exams and he's under pressure to resign as SRC president. Mr. S, look into that for me. In Canada, we judge in the Sunday me. I'm Supreme Court judge by Madam. Oh, Ethiopia. On the Sunday me. A former Supreme Court judge. I'm a former Supreme Court judge. My body diambo, a very vocal man. He used to be a Supreme Court judge. A very vocal man, yeah. Or can I do it every time? Madam for a former Supreme Court judge. So I said, Otunfo's son has failed law school exams, and that he's under pressure to resign as the president of. Right now, there, honor, your Lord, my Lord, I don't. This one there, I don't agree. My Lord, this one there. My Lord, this one you need to elaborate. Yeah, let's move. We'll deal with that later. Now, Mamiwe, former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, is only 62 years, has 8 years ahead of her. She can be reinstated by the next administration. Mamiwe continue TV3 in there. Aseme free na no ba and say, oh, Tokonu bonu awe di ayache no, ayapamono no. Ose Tokonu di 62 pe. Tokonu nya abotre over 8 more years. Aban sisa next year, next 4 years na yedina saba be Chief Justice. We or sorry I know the mafia gu ni tiri so. Me say we get no or the paper krabe mu. Tan wig tan.
It does not forget. It will not be expunged. No,
enti mami we your friend no Gloria Ofori Boadu. Oba TV3 so also a lawyer. Maka kirebo. You know can you say oh Tokonu we this 62 pe onya abotre. Aka 8 years krampo ansa na bi akọ retirement. Onya abotre na enche next 4 years aban besesa o mesa be ni Chief Justice. O say or a lawyer or a women's right advocate. Onye NPP ni already okasa ema Ghana emma ene osaye mbranim ni one de Ghana de ono onye politics. Alternative so dey be me I don't do politics. Media politics they know. Media me mfa me ho frofra politics. Enti media me beka de nokure ewom. We also or a lawyer remember. Obedina TV so say mfa no women's right advocates. Okasama ma and on the onye politics, onye NPP, onye NDC. But two Tokonu for say 4 years time no aban from a ba the statement ni emphatic. Or say aban from a aba aban ba because say anka aban we etra so 8 years it means to say aban we free so 8 years where aban we nko na aban we na say 8 years na so but from 8 years now can meaning aban from a before 8 years na ono nada for Tokonu na ye the Tokonu ay den Tokonu asa be Chief Justice we Bawumia promise no Maslock we upon Metna TV you say Bawumia promising the Maslock you are promising the Maslock. Now do you know who this woman is? You see the NPP almost on TV3 BM they are doing something. Bawumia promising mami we Maslock. Ain. Into about TV so or see oh on NPP ni. Now this is the woman who was talking. Onye. Now say we go for TV so I'll be very careful. Lawyer Gloria Ofori Boadu assures to maximize NPP vote in Ebuakwa South. From 2012 and we contested NPP primaries. Yeah, there you go. From 2012, we contested attaching sa we went to attaching and a Kingsley Ajiman. And so yes, scholarship secretariat and we be to attaching. 20 Mami way or your MPP, we contested MPP primaries. Ewe Buakwa North. We contested from 2012. Nina we wini. It's alternative source or a lawyer and women's right advocate or bois. She's an MPP communicator. Only way tan. Only or contested primaries no lose or contested primaries MPP card bearing member. The same woman only Gloria Ofori-Boadu files nomination to contest in the Boakwa South NPP primaries. Date show Monday 25th December 2023. Obeka Chira say onye MPP ni omu ya trofo, omu ya dangerous human beings. Omu ya ewudifo. Party no omu nko SSO. They don't go to SS. Enti party no dodo no mu Jimmy. Enti obi aba also a lawyer, obi also me call law school. Kwasie bia ga say or a lawyer or call law school party so the party is made up of nkwasiafo. That is the MPP. Wait, or your MPP ni here another one. This woman. Obetra TV3 Eastern Region disqualified MP aspirant Gloria Ofori-Boadu accuses MPP of dictatorial tendencies. They disqualify no. 2020, almost disqualify no. Or catch the MPP for some young kwasiafo. And the TV is say or a women's right advocate. Yeah. Also, I know pa na ne wig no start to share wig tantan no. Wig tantan de obua nota wig tantan sa na frɛ no. Wig tantan. Wig wig tantan sa na frɛ aka wig tantan. Or start to share wig tantan nyende we or MPP ni. It is out in a picture to her. Now so I find a picture wa ha. Sorry. Where's your another monster? Now before picture we. Now busa who say now her title is shasiye or say oye lawyer and women's right advocate. Osaba haswa ya disqualified as MPP parliamentary aspirant. Inti how do you trust such a creature? Wait, Bawumia are promising a maslock. She's a lecturer at where? It is home. These are the dangerous, because they are political insects. Now, there's something the MPP they are doing. You see, right now, the MPP cannot send. Oh, sorry. She started chasing the Boakwa North seat 2008. 2008. And I'm way. I started say, oh, chasing a Boakwa North seat to come to Parliament. Our MPP Dimu as an MPP member. 2008. Oh. What primaries want to be the parliamentary candidate from 2008. Now we move bebre nkwasi afọ mu the MPP echi na ya wo mo. 70% of monkwara mu the MPP echi moton fianfia moton kan jimifo impetekuma. Mami we study say all contests obey MPP flag bearer. Sorry, parliamentary candidate e wo Ebuakwa North 2008. And on start to say o chesi atachia or pesit no. Na yan womo and then kwasi afọ to TikTok ka say yeah party. Who the party nim? Now the MPP they have a strategy now. The strategy is that the strategy MPP for Afenyo say right now no Mr. get me Azato's picture. Get me, let me merge the two. These are political, they are insects. Obralo mbe omo do nomini kapre. And almost na be money just to code their money and they want some of the money. They are close to retirement. Almost sorry no patutu no munjare na hu omo as a before. O 2 week na ano patutu huna. No bad them no huna. Missy way o 2 days in grind to train. Na ano patutu on tree makeup no 2 days in grind to ho. Na o hram no bad what no uno I say can go way tan akwa we on zato they say my mature strategy MPP for issue mafa on say zato suni almost on got TV3 and ameboa see them as MPP communicators zato no so per se obey parliamentary candidates ewa Upper East zato sunye sanko for me anyway omo dangerous criminals sanko for me anyway omo dangerous sanko for me anyway these two people who omo adwane omo nyina so omo but zato already a lecturer ewa Legon political science department mami we say a lawyer and women's right advocate sanko for me anyway mami ni so ni di ni sa onu so ni hwɛ go from me way, dangerous, two dangerous individuals. Zato, any time way. When you see them on TV3, Ghana. Now the strategy is NPP for the so almost TV3 BM. Until right now, no, they are failed parliamentary candidates, and now rebranding almost lecturers, lawyers. They should go and represent them on TV3. I feel what you say. Now, what they are doing, and they say they are failed parliamentary candidates, and that's a Siano. Oh, what am I doing? I want to put them in the MPP colors. Senebeya Obiabe who they are. Yes. Oh, besides, what am I doing here? Okay. Now, in go for me anyway. Gloria Enizato. We have failed MPP card member, failed parliamentary aspirants. What they are doing now, they say, MPP say omomba TV3 biam omni TV3 ni asa ntide bia o share nantwie na ya ko TV3 nantwie de so wajimi on MPP for no omo say nantwie ya asa no why bem ya just on the so nantwie we jimi. What they are doing is omo call for omo abab say omo parliamentary candidate omo nyina fail no and omo rebrand omo nyina ukwa akasa o lawyer o women's right advocate zato ukwa akasa o lecturer omo nyina ba omo na small. All these junkies, Bawumia sent them. So the MPP is fully represented on TV3 morning show. They are fully represented. The NPP in call for the show, and they are lying to Ghanaians. Sanko for me anyway. So how can you tell me say Minji Sanko for we omi azan for mo kano kure? Intending and the mami wejina waka say I Madam Tokonu aka 8 years. Odia China Bawumia mbra yabesa mo akodi unkwasi asem no Supreme Court. That is what she's saying. Maamina di unkwasi asem ema Ghana Constitution atwene to akonwa. Now wo from one lawyer now do Jimmy TV so say I what the boni a we din fire ho because of MPP ntitine fie. Na next election ye wini ani asade wo kromfo na saba betena Supreme Court. Where so a lawyer? Now a lawyer party bemu or a lawyer or MPP. These are junkies. These are political jobbers. Usho mwa omu age na ko enimo. Oma hwe kire hu se omu di bibia ho. Omu di omu to MPP no mu hu eye de miracle aboaje. Send you to me making $7 million free Bawumia in election 2024. Omu hwe na B. Send you to me Edgar garam say nyesika. Omu hwe kodua said you to me the eye de party general secretary nyesika. Omu hwe party am say na small boys say Jimmy Fuo krom to me kasa no. Until they have rebranded themselves representing the MPP on TV3. Into these people, when you see them on TV3, see them as MPP members, parliamentary aspirants. Mami we chesi ebuakwa not since 2008. And kwasi ama omote TikTok omoye dedema MPP. Buso omo se omo yi aben. They are small kids. Omo Jimmy. So small boys and small girls omote TikTok say ya MPP for ya ne kasama Bawumia me se buso omo se omo yi aben. Ya omo yi aben. Obiane will do 30 years. Enkwara Jimmy for mo kan. Draw straight fruit of the loom for. Mami we start chasing ebuakwa not seat. Near wo 90% of nkwasi afom the MPP. Say ye yebeji MPP. Ye ne yebeji MPP. Inti na me baya me masem ye tiawa. Me be kirawo abmonsamfo mo pa omo Ghana. We chasing ebuakwa not for 27 years. 27 years. From 2008. And Mamu we chase Ebuakwa North. 27 years. Zato we chase it almost 12 years. They want to be MPP MPs. They all didn't get it. Today they are on TV telling you they are professionals. They don't speak for the MPP. Or that they are saying that Ghana, we should listen to them. Yeah, political jobbers. In today, we are TV, Sunni radio, Sunni Facebook, YouTube, that kind of say. There are political insects in Ghana. And they say, women are referred to. These are the political insects. They can destroy a nation. They give political malaria. Women, what we call political malaria. We are dangerous. Don't underestimate them. They are liars. Jack, happy before waiting you. Who lose elections? We'll go for open news. What $7 million? Miracle Abuaje, what ya to ye? When him say about Jimmy, ye lose elections, no can be beach MPP for. What do kwasi abe TV so ka so omoni kum omo nkoda. Na de ni kum no, ogo electoral commission ko bo mo ban. We Jimmy. MPP pa, we ya kwasi afo. 2024 na. O party ni lose by 2 million votes no. What na o lead Bawumia campaign. A man for penkuranshe keke kabibi. Come and tell them, my fellow Kukudites, we are still in a fight. In fact, from the data we are checking from our coalition center, things look bright. We are very sure from the work we have done, from all the policies that we implemented, our flagship programs, and our candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is a wizard in economics. We know we have won the elections. We just want the EC to come out with a final figure. The NPP is a party that believes in victory. So I being here is basically the flag bearer speaking to you. We are still confident we win the elections. In Tinkwasi, for it to fear, yeah. Go for the Mese wemo. Any political party, a Jimmy Foku, they can't manage any situation. Just say Jimmy now Momianra Ghana Law School kakra, because this is what is going on right now when it comes to NDC buying the decisions they have taken when it comes to Ghana Law School. A man for be a monopolize Ghana Law School no. Say anka NDC buyer anka nipa bebre on person law nka ndem komutimi nye and the John Mahama a bar or share Ghana for say obe make sure so be decentralize what we call Ghana law. Obia betumi akọ law school enso ade abodini aba abaye adwuma no and the John Mahama ne NDC aban e de omo adwene po ato edwa de omo pese omo de ba efa Ghana law school ho adekudenti asa segment we meye de twi no me pese menuanom amwo PZ asenkregwa omo tafo pankro no soame anyankyirem twofo praso oba ababedru de enyanwena ase omunyina ete ase ebia na oba bi yenya law ne bia beyo enso yese nkranfo yefre bibi makola eho de okwa uniska untumi nye and the NDC aban ababontene Attorney General's office the omohwe mraso no omo se eba sene obi bedane ana obeko school abedane lawyer na nyoma bebre a esiripa bebre kwan na NDC aban no betena se de mbra bia ba ama law so person ye law Ghana na unya abodini etumi di dwuma emu aye mreka krama ana say emu ada ho because see ano de wo no emu nna ho nipa bi agye aboso nipa bi edi ye business nipa bi edi gisika nipa bi edi politics edi fem edi ma omonko fonko na call law school no abra enya de mpo omoko practice inti ye hu se nipa bebre call law school and say you're less lawyers in Ghana because and then no the akwa say omo person ko politics no dia wagimi no or the no join the political party na the party ba power na ya piano no akoye lawyer onim nyanso be practice nti na or the sa abodini no or the nam MPP mu say makọ law school inti mwagimi nti munya me general secretary mwagimi nti munya me communicator inti eno na MPP for aya bedu pempenso bia and ohwa nipa bebre wo ho a omutumi adan omutumi call law school enso ye nya lawyers and the open lawyer amana ejina wenim acheche nsem wo court crash judge say wudi bema unya bi every say and Ghana law school no abesi kasema nipa bi edi bo Ghana fo apo inti this aban and almost say almost to adwene e de nyoma bi agu kranta so e de akop cabinet na cabinet so de aba parliament ni abaji atum na abaye mra and the so person ukosua law na abaye lawyer udi mpon a e be easy kakrama o because Ghana ne no obi a ho kwan say obetumi akosua law na abaye lawyer na ode aboa ama Ghana. Law is for everyone. Law ejuma no enye nipa bi dia enintina impempenso bi ana edu stage bi no uhu MPP party mu a kwasie bia ba osem ye lawyer every say nipa dodo no mo MPP mu no omo nko SS inti omo ti so bi ye lawyer omo use onim nyansa so ebe si ende MPP mu no omo adwiri omo ye ese se ye kase kwasie bi call law school a onim nyansa inti party na mu dodo na jimi emu dodo ne nko SS inti omo ntinyo ma bi ase eno na nipa bi e dey take advantage a omo de bu nkwasiafo we abedu hande and the NDC aban say omo bebiem na sebio Ghana ni bia no eba law a obia dia no obia nso etumi de no ho agim amana kɔ de 13 na de aban we pese ye ne say on pese mu bego but opese emu da ho your difference between say ogu adem and your difference between say opese emu da ho Aban per se more transparent, and when it becomes transparent, we will get people having decent access to the law education. Right now, no, it is not transparent, and it's making people take advantage of the system. It's about law, na abaya akronoa de. But this government wants to change the way it looks. The government wants to make it very difficult to go, but very transparent and affordable. Into abino edenyoma air to akwemwa Ghana ni apeso ya law no. At the end of the day, no, ubetumi so a lawyer. Into when it comes to being a lawyer, it is not complicated. Me mature me LSAT law school admission test in 2013. If I wanted to enter a law school, I would have entered a law school, worked at my in-laws law firm. Me mean law, me no law firm. I could have worked there as a paralegal. After 2 years, I'm a blown lawyer, but I don't want to go into law. Into being a lawyer and also going to law school, is there anything unique? Into it does not automatically make somebody intelligent. It is one of the most somebody will say being a lawyer, no, it is one of the most easiest thing because you don't need to do much, especially in Ghana. We don't have to make people and Ghana or because I'm a law school or automatically does not make you smart. Obi we Jimmy and your law school best sano or true for law school to miss sano. We need to get these things right. Now look at this. Under NDC abide through the Attorney General, Deputy General Attorney General Justice Srem Sai outlines government's plan to introduce a national bar examination to replace the current Ghana School of Law system. And the Abine say, Omo de nyoma bi atoto akwemwa. Adia your friend Ghana Law School admission test, and I say Ghana Law School the system no. Abine so the BB by a friend national bar examination. Ebe replace the friend Ghana Law School exams no. One passes our exams that would mean by a lawyer, sikasem, years, nipa bi omu decided the pardon also mo pass and you also mo coffee, also mo write. Abine says sa bottlenecks. So you cast a bottlenecks and you may be a chinchan, nipa bi a kwemu, momun to me and to me call law school and by lawyers. Abine say and the omo to tunyoma, the nyoma be a good a young krataso, I'm a Ghana for abehu, abetse a year senior, I was at nyoma we ekoso. And I'm a producer, catch him now. When you learn the Constitution well, you are halfway a lawyer. That's how it works. My producer, Mr. S. Is that Mr. S? Yes. Mr. S said, when you learn the Constitution well, you are halfway being a lawyer. That's all. You don't really need to be extraordinary individual or with some crazy IQ. In Ghana, when you're able to learn half of the Constitution well and understand it, you are halfway a lawyer. You don't need to be any exclusive. And America, over law school, and any particular regular low IQ standard people and Oboko Law School. You need any extraordinary human beings at Oboko Law School because anywhere you can go to law school in America, because they don't see it as any unique craft. What you say? You just need to understand the Constitution and the law, and that's all. So even with the laws of Ghana, no, if you're able to learn half of the Constitution, you are basically a lawyer in Ghana. You are almost there, and that is how easy you can become a lawyer in Ghana. But then this government wants it to be more fluid, more transparent, more accessible. More potential of being a lawyer and representing people. For representing sake, they can also get access to be lawyers and go through the process. Now, I'm per se a law school run easy. And Ghana say, a entrance into entrance exams to law school. Baby, our Ghana be also bank crying. And no alone cry is a deterrent enough. Into one crying now failure also now sorry city into it's tough. But to make it easy for you, now you be process na abine sisi no hu ni se enye or process sisi no or a new process ba hu ni say that process no ebeboa ema Ghana ni bia no wa opese oye law no abe easy amount. Now generally what you need to understand and say about Ghana law school ade bia nipa bi adwena ye omo say omo no be decide the amount whether you become a lawyer or not to become a lawyer. And I'm talking about Ghana law school decide the number of people who pass, the number of students or law students they can admit into Ghana law school. Nipa 20,000 etnasi that's how much exams are. They can choose to only accept Nipa 1,000, meaning the 19,000 people, they will have to come back again. And at that point, it becomes a monopoly. anything that who will be decided na be MPP ba power pe no nya loss otuma be lawyer because the party na wa ban mu into what is going to happen and they say na be abon na so the party wa ban mu nti say okoka nipa 200,000 hokura president anasa obi a wa na ban mu be ka kire omo in charge of Ghana Law School say let na be pass ubehu obi ete say ekwasefua wa bon or Jimmy for but time and the MPP no power no wa bon kura nti wa bo dan obi wo MPP mo be ka kire omo select say so onya average market craft for the count because your party wa ban mu until you saw a lot of daft people in the MPP getting law into sometimes people say now poncheni to sell ampower head no be lawyer obi to say ekwasefua head no be to me a lawyer obi to say na be the reason is so omo a law certificate na omo entimi practice it. They cannot stand in a law court to defend a client because omo nim sa nyansa na ye de sa de no. They take that just to have some role or position in the MPP. And it's that we study kwasiebi owe MPP mu bia so law school. Because in the MPP you just have to bring something and say oko law school. They know necessarily you don't have the intelligence to practice. All that they want you to do is that find a corrupt way. In Tebia institution be Ghana. No mka say bia scholarship bia ubetuma ko bob sia na de tua connection near de waka ho na wako baby say oh me ko sia law into the moment abeba no impeteku no badwen say unim nyansa. That is how it works. But this government wants to do something. Government we per se almost streamline the system in a way obia betumi egura law school without the bottlenecks nyoma bi entwitwa na kwam ana say nipa bi entena baby enka say wo de mema wo mba wo de mema waba. They want to make it open as possible for every single Ghanaian to have access to this education. Now, so we study a document, Attorney General, this is the overview of it. I will break it down for you to have an understanding of Afenyo-Markin. Now, when you read reforming legal education, after this, I'll break it down for you to have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, General Legal Council would no longer regulate legal education. At a point, not General Legal Council. Nipe bia omote office baby. Obi to say Sam Okujato. Aya papa kokrebina wedi 90 years He's so corrupt. Otewo ena o decided where they kufuado ba. Where the mama nembraha. Yani abechre. Into right now abani say what we call General Legal Council no ye kem. Omo unregulate regulate legal education. They don't have anything to do with legal education in Ghana. Into the General Legal Council will be there, but they will not have anything to do with legal education. Sankanya General Legal Council. Ekufu adu time omo ya akromfo and that's omo kan okra. Na nka oso omo disband Afenyo-Markin. Time osuma criminals ma omo ko attack obimba e school 3-year-old kids. Because the General Legal Council omo no moteso no more political than being reasonable. No, they made Afenyo-Markin work. But right now, they have separated the General Legal Council. Omuni kakabia with education, what we call legal education in Ghana. They cannot regulate. They don't have anything to do with it. Yati omo efrihu. Now, when it comes to universities, will be accredited to run professional law courses. Universities, right now, universities bebre Ghana ya be more accreditation to also run what we call law courses. And Ghana universities and the Legon, Tech, maybe UCC. I don't think so even in the north some of the universities now are running any law course. It is looking like it is limited. It is limited. Only Legon, Tech and maybe UCC. Me assure say none of the universities there have accreditation to run any legal course. Now Abino is thinking of looking at the universities what the requisite minds, people, the resource people, omo nipa omo de omonim dia omo betuma kire law no, they are looking at giving them accreditation to also run their legal education and also their law in those universities. And that's what our government is about to do. They are trying to open it up more. Senebaya will get a lot of credible accredited universities that can run legal education in Ghana. So it's another good step. Now it is not within some 2 schools or 3 schools. It is going to be a lot of schools that have the necessary the resource, the people who are qualified to teach that, and that is going to be part. But it's a game pass so eranibi. I want to bribe no. That is going to also be part of the legal education. Now, existing universities will also be permitted to teach some professional law courses as part of LLB. Into universities in Boha, they don't have the permission or accreditation to teach some of the courses. Into right now, no, buying some of them permission to also teach those courses in those universities, but they need to accredit you. You need to have accreditation to do what? To be able to teach some of the courses. Now, what the government intends to do, National Bar Council administer bar exams. National Bar Council will administer bar exams. Now, and the Oba Ghana, Makola, Ghana Law School, and a running Ghana bar examinations. Now, Aban will say, Yababa just sat 2 minutes every Ghana Law School sim. Now, what the government wants to do is say, Yabbe a year council, a friend, National Bar Council, and to say, law mu wayek, omuna omuba running law examinations in Ghana, irrespective of where you are in Ghana. Ghana Law School, omuni capacity to run that. And Linton and Nipa do be entiminya access to law school because that is the only campus omo admit people to come learn law. Right now, no, they are taking that away from the Ghana Law School. They are going to put together in court, no, Bibia a friend law wayek into they are going to be like wayek running Ghana law education in Ghana. They will be they would administer, they will oversee the examination, running, making sure say invigilating the practices, everything is right. Right now, no, people are going to get access to legal education. Now, on my side will be a friend. Ghana School of Law may run post-call programs or service as training facility for state prosecutors. Into Ghana Law School, no, right now, no, Samra will almost share by next year. Ghana Law School, no, they will convert it into something else. ABR prosecutors, government prosecutors, so they will go there for refresher courses. They will use it for seminars and all that. It is not going to be campus for law school. So it will be used as a facility. A man for will go do refresher courses. Post then, and no, it will not have any link to do with legal education in Ghana. I'm talking about the mainstream. Now, the next one is Attorney General currently reviewing bill. Attorney General is reviewing the bill into Omo Kikensieni Senebeya Edian Sa Jumadiwe Ebekoso and a bill to be researched. So now Momayan share the difference between the NDC for Ebe suggesti and the how Ghana legal education was run. So that you will see the difference. No one who said the NDC person it is basically giving access, the accessibility, transparency, and no NDC for EP. They want Ghana Law School to be accessible. And remember, nothing will change. The quality will be there, but it will be accessible. A lot of Ghanaians will get access to law school. A lot of Ghanaians, it will be transparent for us all to know what is really happening. Now, may I compare the old way and the new way and the NDC for suggested some person. Now, this is the old system. Now, the legal education pathway in Ghana, way and dadana sesiana ama nipa bebre entumi ko law school. Obi te se Paul Adomotri, oko 2 copy went to Menwura Law School. You want call for matna game past 6 years medical school no bo. And Obako Chia bribe say because all these people want to enter law school, but they don't have the intelligence to be able to pass. And they have the intelligence to pass, but they don't have the access. It is looking like there are some people naturally omo no to ko tena game pass yes omo to withdraw exam the pass omo natural wabon and you obi to say Paula or also copiato wabon. Now there are people who are smart, but because they don't have connections, they cannot enter law school. This is the old system that prevented such people from entering the Ghana Law School. The first one was that LLB, that's the Bachelor of Laws. 3 years into first one, old one. No. Now a man for me more LLB no for 3 years. Into Ukoteka, obi ye LLB oho. Ebi oba Gimpa, obi ye LLB oho. Oba ebia Legon, obi ye LLB oho, right? Now accredited institutions, Now they do it for 3 years. Old system, Now when they do it for 3 years, remember, a man for Gimpa ye LLB be 7 years. So you need to understand. Now, oh yeah, no 3 years, sir. This is the old system. Oh yeah, no 3 years, sir. Then you from there, after 3 years, you go and write entrance exams required for admission to Ghana School of Law. Into why LLB 3 years, now if you call entrance exams. Into 3 years LLB now you still have to go to Accra and go write an entrance exams to Ghana Law School. Now ultra entrance exams now I say a professional training for 1 year our Ghana School of Law. Into you could see say into entrance exams so we mobi intended Ghana Law School they can accommodate 500 students. Now nipa 10,000 from different institutions, accredited institutions, LLB. No money na base omo bachelor exams. Ghana Law School. Ghana Law School does not have the capacity to do what? To admit all these people. So what Ghana Law School will do is say, usika do swa obe pass. Uni politician obe pass. We NPP niya we Jimmy Kurampona politician so on saba obe pass. So what was happening was a breedy corruption. No? So people who qualify were not given the room to qualify. People who passed were even declined the pass marks because now protocol no any sikano Ghana Law School made it a monopoly. They were deciding who enters the law school. And there were so many people traveling across the nation to come to Accra to write exams. But onimobia obe pass cry fino because nipa na omo mark ya mo quota ya mo names asimesi de we Jimmy Kura or your MPP ni your friend na binti man pass it. Kojo upon Kuma with Jimmy Kura or your MPP need to and pass it. Just say so it was so difficult for Obia LLB 3 years say we are bachelor entrance exams are the law school now can also a man access the law school is denying that person. This is the old system. Now after Krampona why professional training you still have to do pupillage 1 year under a qualified legal practitioner. It is a access no crampo we are. Also, we be a friend of pupillage. I know technically say any basic or attachment with an accredited law firm. Inti a chair winim law firm ya almost bejo. Ayade amoya sa attachment no ho and sana you be called to the bar. Now tutelage it does not guarantee say you be called to the bar. We are tutelage we are. They will see say you were successful, you completed it successfully, and sana ya catch us sekobano into one law school now pesoko. Why do you have to go through all these things? And the most difficult part is that the moment you reach the entrance of Ghana Law School, then it's about money. Then it's about who do you know. It's who you know. It's about which political party you are affiliated to. It's about which influential person actually endorsed your letter. So then the big boys' kids, then the rich people's kids, then the political parties' representatives, then the criminals. What they do is they do what? They qualify. And the people who are intelligent also come personal. Ghana Law School will say, well, we need to inform because we don't have capacity. Now, Aban said, "Obi create capacity no." Aban said, "Obi mana easy," and easy about the exams. Obi true. Obama the process no easy. The exams will still be difficult. It will be tough. And easy ma Paul, I don't watch it. And easy ma Gimpa medical students. The exams will be difficult, but accessibility. Everybody will get the opportunity to at least go through it. And when they are qualified to go through it, they'll become lawyers. Now, this is the new system at NDC for Person Deba. Now, LLB, Bachelor of Law, 3 years, and it is still there. Now, okay, say a year Attorney General Kasano, or say Omo share a lot of tertiary institutions are almost qualified to be accredited to do what? To offer the LLB. Into right now, no, from 2026, no, so I do be mra, enya legon pe, enya tech pe, enya gimpa pe, enya UCC pe. You will get a lot of accredited universities. I have omo. The vet, no, they will base it on the quality of teachers you have, the facility you have, and your ability to make sure say ejuma na mo ye no law na mo chire no enye law fibi anase weak law. You are basically going according to Imrano. Inti what the new one is going to do is say LLB no, we are going to have a lot of universities, and when I say a lot, not thousands, but we are going to have a lot of tertiary institutions being given the accreditation to run the LLB courses. That is the new one. First one, no, about 4 tertiary institutions spend over Ghana offer LLB. Now, no, abani so obebiem the same as America. And the kwasiya bi abetumi free Ghana abaso obeso be law because it is a saito obia to mikobi. To practice law or to learn law in America, it is like saito. And it's all called driving school. Utu naya bebia benye biako. So it is not any unique thing. Now the new one in here. No entrance exams. That means direct progression after LLB. So now what happens? And say, because the respective schools, you know, a better more, they will be accredited to run LLB. You know, there will be nothing like going to Accra and going to the Ghana Law School to write any entrance exams. Now this is where the trick is. What is going to happen? And they say, there will be a central exam, sir. Everyone will write because now they have something that they call what's the name? Besides, what's the name? They call the National Bar Council, NBC. The National Bar Council. Now, what is going to happen? And they say, what is going to happen? And they say, now schools nina enya accreditation, majority enya accreditation na muchro we LLB no. You don't need to come to Accra to come and write an entrance exams to enter one law school in Ghana. Now, technically, SAR school now with Timuno, there will be what we call the general exams. National Bar Council. Exams bakuna munyina mo betro. Inti you will stay at your school, register and write that national law school entrance exams. Now you are not going to go to Bakola. You will stay at that your school. Interbed to say different students in different senior high schools all writing WAEC. The monitoring will be there. Everybody will write the entrance exams at their tertiary institution. Baby will offer a course, no, and one will be entrance exams. So we are not going to come to Accra and come and write entrance exams. No. So automatically, you go straight and then you sit in that your school and then you write the law school entrance exams. Now, right now, we don't have anything like law school being a waha. You are writing at the Otra Wayek Ako University. Because majority of the schools in Ghana are now or have been given the accreditation, there's no one single school offer the entrance exams. So baby, LLB, you will write your entrance exams there. Now, so basically, you are going to write that your final exams there. Now, from there, this is what is going to happen. Professional training. 1 year at the students' respective universities. In Tinka first, so pass it general exams, that's a ura Ghana Law School. You are supposed to do 1 year at Ghana Law School, right? Because over crown over exams now pass here. Then you are going to be at the Ghana Law School for 1 year to be doing the professional training. Now, what is going to change? And they say you will stay at that your university now. What show a year with LLB you will stay there and do your professional training after you pass the national bar exams. So right now we don't have anything like national Ghana law examination. No, we have the national bar exams. And they said WAEC. So you stay at your university, you write the exams there, and then you do the 1 year You do the 1 year, which we call the 1 year student respect training. You stay there, you do the professional training there. You are not supposed to come to Makola and come and do any professional study there because a Hong Kong entrance exams. Now you write in your school, you stay in your school to do that your 1 year professional training. Now, what happens and then they say the pupillage, you also find a law firm that is accredited with good standing to do your pupillage with that law firm. In Tebia wo sunyane. Now u teki LLB no sunyane. Now u tro LLB no why kiri wo sunyane. And now we 1 year no ewo the same university no ewo sunyane. Now pe pupillage aya. Ebia betima ko pupillage no ewo Kumasi. Ebia law firm no one could be law firm. And a law firm bia uji omudi. And no mafa na we pupillage ho. Now we sa practical ni we are. Legal experience. We sa practical side ni we are. What happens is say you are finally called to the bar. After pupillage, the council will have to basically assess the pupillage now. Then they'll pass you. Then you go. You qualify to be a lawyer. Because first, you have to try and pass Ghana Law School exams. What pass the crown, you are not assured to say obenya entry, because Ghana Bar Association can tell you say omuni capacity to take you. So you have to go back. Now, if you have to reset, now this government is also looking at how many times the exams will be taken. Remember, the Ghana Bar Association, they will tell you, say they don't have the capacity to do what? To take 500 people. Into 30,000 a Troya, only 500 number far. Now, less than 500 number far. Now, what they have to do is say, you have to come and pay again and come and do what? Try and enter. So every time, Binano, so many people, but little gets through. Now, what they are going to do now, and then Attorney General they are thinking of writing multiple exams in a year. In Tibet, say exams now, LLB or respective universities now accredited. No, you better take exams 4 times in a year. If even you write at Sunyani University, if it is accredited, now what LLB now one pass here. The general bar exams one pass here, you can still stay there and rewrite the LLB again. So the government is trying to create about 2-3 windows, and then your friend law of deck. And you of deck or law more. You can rewrite, but with that one, you don't have to come and stay in Accra and say I'm coming to write it at Ghana Law School. You write it at your respective tertiary institution. Abina is making it easy, and the main word is decentralizing law school in Ghana. This government is decentralizing because you see, Sabina nyasa. What is going to happen? And they say the monopoly and corruption now happen. Ghana Law School, no, it is going to go on, and people who have the passion to become lawyers in Ghana, no, they will not get access to law school. Now we have a lot of people omukuta law certificate in Ghana. They don't practice, and people are finding it difficult to get a lawyer. And there are so many people they are languishing in jail, all because they could not get a lawyer to just defend them. Now the little or few lawyers we have in Ghana, price are very so expensive to the point whereby what do? You don't have anywhere to go. You need to go to court without a lawyer. You know what state prosecutors do? State prosecutors don't have time. State lawyers. So state lawyer. So state lawyer, our case is bare 30. And he's not going to spend time with you like one guy's our private lawyer. So what this government is trying to do is we need to have people who have the passion to do law and practice. Now, when we have a lot of them in the system who have the passion to practice, people will get access to lawyers. Then, as people get more access to lawyers, it becomes easy for people to defend themselves. Because in same way, sometimes you could see nipa ni nya lawyer and can ask them come and go jail. But because when you can't for lawyer, they stand in court, and at the end of the day, they end up in jail. We need to get more lawyers in Ghana. The lawyers we have in Ghana now are too limited. We don't have enough lawyers in Ghana. Among some group of people, and it's now about NPP more. Law school. They are not going to law school to practice. They are going to law school to take the certificate to tell the NPP pigs that I am a lawyer. Give me position. Anybody who is associated to the NPP, who is some law school, it's not because they are brilliant. It is because they know the NPP are foolish. He needs or she needs that certificate to tell them I'm a lawyer, because know the lawyer certificate no mo take your back, because do SSR ko SS Jimmy. To make it easy, now we are going to have a bigger body that is like called the General National Bar Exams. A body, that National Bar Council, they are going to oversee what we call the General National Bar Exams. Inti sa National Bar Council no etisa wayek. They are going to oversee a SSC examination in Ghana. And the National Bar Council, that is going to be their job. That exams now will be able to key to enter law school in Ghana. No, your friend of General National Bar Exams. Until now, you are going to have one body that is going to manage law school in Ghana. And I'm talking about examination into law school, examination to become a lawyer in Ghana. This is the way to go. And then Attorney General Kachamu say, we know Omodin Kratani CC by first 2026 a day. No more passing Mrawi. And this is what we are waiting. This is what we are waiting. Now, Kwasiabian to Mednan Namgana can say, me a lawyer. Being a lawyer will not be any lucrative thing. It will not be any extraordinary thing. And it's all about America. Okay, so you're a lawyer, you're a genius. When you're in America and you say you're a lawyer, nobody gives a fuck about you because it is about what you put in the practice. What you put in the practice makes you a unique lawyer. It is not you going to get the certification because Kwasi Ampege said to be a lawyer, no kuta certificate. He cannot practice because he is not intelligent to practice. It's Kwasi Ampege law certificate, but it's about how you practice and how your clients and people get to know you are sharp. We are going to take that thing away, make Kwasiebia sort of make law school. Law school does not guarantee you intelligence. And it's about Chrome ha, Kwasiebia to make law school. Over Chrome ha, you can go into a law school, average students. It does not mean say they are going to go to law school and become unique. No, it is because people have access to go to law school. And that is what we need to do in Ghana. People are passionate, they want to go to law school and practice. And the more we get people in, the more we get, because let me tell you, so we are law school. That's also open practice here. What bonwa unya client? It's when people say this is dangerous, I don't know what makes it dangerous. Because you can go to law school, if you decide to practice now bonwa, you are not going to get a client. You become a powerful lawyer when you can win cases in court. As much as people go to law school, we will have good people who are smart to practice and make their name. It is not about the number of people going to law school. It's about the number of people when they step out of law school can make an impact. Those are the ones that we need in the system. Because going for a certificate today, because of politics, law certificate. But we need people who are passionate to go into practice to make a mark. And that is what this government is looking at. And that is what we are looking at as a nation. So JM actually pledged or promising Ghana for say Oba. He will make law school accessible. This is a precedent. He's thinking about every single person. He is trying to make sure, say, Obia. He's trying to make sure, say, Obia, every institution. Now, I know, say, if the government does this, they should look at Ghana Medical School too. Ghana Medical School is another place the government needs to look. They should first deal with this law thing. Ghana law issues where they should look at Ghana Law School. The monopoly too is too much there. The monopoly at Ghana Medical School is too much. John Mahama, he does not just go around and speak. John Mahama, Asemi Obekebiano, or reason. And
I can say on authority that we will be happy to lead a conversation like that.
He said it in 2024. He is implementing it. He is doing everything possible to make it realistic. This is a man with vision. We will need answer. Obetumi Bawumia compared to Mahama. Actually, with Jimmy. Why the what NPP more we need answer? Why the what NPP more between ye NPP for 10,000? They still cannot figure out John Mahama getting 1 cent. And this is happening. This is why we need to keep the NDC in power for 42 years. Hey? Mama NPP chance. Also, almost from elite party. Young Kwan was a law school. Naga because I'm paying you waiting because they think Obia Jimmy. We need to open the country up. We need to systematically, professionally, technically, in a wise way, open the country up and give people access. And this is what John Mahama is doing. And let us support John Mahama. Me say, when the time comes, Barabas, no. Mobekasi ever Barabas in Shahona Munja Yesu. Aye. They say Barabas now most people say Barabas or say Barabas. imre no duru a mobɛka sɛ yɛmfa Barabas nhyɛ hɔ na mogye Yesu me deɛ ɔbanyansafo yɛbu ne bɛ ɛnka nasɛm. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC, they promised and they are delivering. Something going on in Ghana, NPA, this is something I've always wanted to talk about. The Biana Mirefi, NPA is doing something amazing, and the amazing thing they are doing, and they say, I think tomorrow I will take my time and explain to you what NPA, what they are doing, and why every single Ghanaian NPA the omo interesting, and the reason why the omo interesting, and I say so many people don't know, say, and they call baby auto gas ebia or cylinder or they call gas and the NPA for a new system be about gas, say ebia I don't know the kgs you guys buy, it's a 25 or 75 or when you go there they have already filled gas or cylinder mudada, verified, certified. In this okuta 25 kg gas now the bar udru a filling station na gas station where and one say ode o gas na ma now omo iden omo the gas na omo already affiliate the amount. They will, if you want them to check how full it is, they will check. But it's NPA certified. Now the good thing I couldn't tell you good was how do we say about reduce those accidents at the filling station, fuel stations, gas stations now, but also because over to my gas station be na enchen hona yeton a petrol ho near ton diesel ho. NPA tried to limit the danger when it comes to filling fuel around filling stations near the day. Now there will still be gas cylinders filling around maybe gas stations and BBM gas station. But the new thing they are adopting and they say right now they are introducing a new program here. You go to the gas station, so okofilo or gas, obekona kuta 75 kg. And now kuta 25 kg. All that you go to do is say enye ho and you be filling gas not see ama gas ni be about bontene. It is quite dangerous. You know, sometimes when you are there and they are doing that, you get scared a little bit because any small thing there can be some serious accident because see a filling gas you never know. A be crampo a cylinder na nipa de bano, the cylinder is leaking. Ebi a leak cylinder no anono enhye into ebi a dipa na offile no when take precautionary measure one check so safety ni nyina into be no ana offile no etumi explode because you know when offile gas sa cylinder na gas ni komu no e was say a kom say another pressure air free mu air ban essential gas na it can explode into that is the reason and the NPA did a new program about and the Okasoko gas filling station it also limits the time we do a gas station. Ebedu sometimes boso bedu gas station no na nipa bebre as a line adanya asebese filiwie no abetam ansana we abade ne dia besuo. So right now no every kg bia na sebio e what system no say 25 o say 50 o say 75 o. What is going to happen is say slowly no a year NPA is introducing this new thing whereby you go to the gas station so ko fill gas over 25 now the buy ya je o gas no cylinder no na your mouth 25 kg already filled. Now the core it limits the time there. It limits a accident and it's also secure. And this is something tomorrow I will speak there very, very detailed on it. Sarah Ghana for it's part of the education. This new government under the NPA they are trying to introduce in collaboration with BOST and the energy sector players. So this is something Ghana Gas LED. In fact, it's an innovation. It's a new idea. A free NPA. So it's something that we all have to pay attention to. About limited the accidents we've been having gas stations. Now, I'm more hotline beer. You can be calling every time. So we are a commercial driver. Na ebia wunya problem kra wako fill gas or station B ebia tempuom na ebia gas na otoy na petrol na otoy no sa petrol no enye papa ubetumi afre a hotline they will assist you more workers on standby. This is a new innovation Ghana NPA ediaba so more hotlines they are to omobe making sure say customers no any NPA will have direct interaction into fra they will make sure say omotie na omama directions what to do. Oh makoto gas wa na medugu mika no metwi be 2 minutes no say na you obebusa station crawl station number baby a party they will send their agents. If you have to make a report and you have to get a refund they will lead into omo almost they are putting almost a centralized system. Ubetumi afre a hot number. I hope I have the number here. Can bet you. But ochina medi hon komo yipa. Into their cylinder recirculation model is the best. They are trying to recirculate all the cylinders, gas cylinders, and the young line tintin bia or gas stations. And the okwa and once all the gas cylinder no 25 kg now 50 kg no you are now you are not going to be standing there and waiting for somebody to plug no the way no yes no. So this is what we call the gas cylinder circulation model. This is a new thing, a year NPA Ediaba. Tomorrow we will speak very, very much on it, and we will give you the numbers to call. Numbers ni here pa. I will say driver bia enya sa number no on the phone. So I will say commercial driver bia enya sa number no. Trotro for Okada for one up for, because when you go somewhere now koto gas, that's a problem. Pay all that you need to do. And they say, I will say, friend number, no, their customer service 24 hours. Juma. Oko Senegal, they do that there. Senegal, yamfa gas in ko enkojina a filling station near South fill the same gas cylinder amount. No. When you go to Senegal, when you go there, you just give them the cylinder. They'll give you a gas cylinder which is already filled, and you take home. And it's a way to prevent accidents and unnecessary occurrences via AC in our market, because majority of the places are gas very condensed, densely populated areas. NPA led by HD Tamaklo, they are trying to limit those accidents. Also, they are also looking at helping air drivers who find themselves in situations where maybe a filling station is selling bad fuel. Who do you contact? Wakoto petrol. Wato petrol 15 gallons, 30 gallons. Uchi kakra okanejina ocheki ana petrol ana diesel na otoeno. Who are you going to call? You need to have a unique number on your phone. Obefre. There are so many people in Ghana almost issues with the petrol, gas, but they don't know who to call. Ochinano, but the number no ebetuja. Every commercial driver you save the number in your phone and on your phone. Into when you have problems, sana no idea what friend number no instant. They will pick up, they will talk to you. Kasebia or person kebia, they are willing to speak to you. Kasebia enya brofun kwa ubetimi chusi kasebia person kan. There are people there to translate and also make sure say they are open on saka. So these are things that Ochina we will be dealing with. We will be talking about NPA. They are doing marvelous. They have changed the face of this whole NPA we saw, and the Kufuor NPP. It was all about making money. But this new NPA under Ejudi Tamaklo and the leadership and the workers, they are being very innovative and trying to bring safety, add more safety and more security to Ejuma Omuye. Tomorrow I will deliver the phone numbers and also show you what to do. Now, this is one thing I'm a person I can't watch them. Musa Dankwa ede polls bi aba beto abontene ende nwumbre. Na polls na wa abontene no interesting polls ye and research awaye a back or the scientific and then nyina wom. Sa research we bi no tumi ka kire say NPP for benya 50 ebere ewa akotia NPP for awe. Sa research we bi no ye oka say John Mahama ni NDC be win election no around the figure omu win elections no. Sa research we have been who say some elections be ebeko say he's not somebody to doubt when it comes to research, polling and making sure the facts and the other for fraba. Na the oben and then I'm who said the debia can no correct. And yes, be obi or say analysis of qualification of NPP and NDC delegates shows that while 47 of NPP delegates hold SHS qualification or tertiary level qualification, for the NDC it is 59%. So me body tofa omoko Ghana hanyina omoko interview and omoko research for delegates omo NPP mu any delegates omo NDC mu. Now omo wie sa research nyina no omo hu say eba delegates na omo adisua ko enim ana omo ko school kakra no o the NPP ne NDC eto nsinie ni a NDC for no sebio eba SS ene school pon omo delegate no omo adwene mu do. In fact oha enchichemu edionum enkron 59% ena NDC delegates no omako senior high school akọ tertiary eba adesua nyansa de omo na eba MPP for na fana the foolish followers na the foolish masses omo so mu hu ye no MPP delegates na aya omo koyi omo flag bearer no Sa delegates na aya omukoyi omo executives no. Musa Dankwa ni team no scientific and all the research no. Omo behu abedu conclusion say emu oha mu enchichemu eduanan enson pe na akọ SS anase omutuma toa so akọ school pon. Meaning say nipa dodo mo NPP mo akọ school mo delegate no omadwene wo form mo swaye. Nyansa ni bi de enhyeda ni wo ye ka school nyansa omo hyeda ni bi. Inti say wohwe NPP ni NDC na ye party a omo delegate akọ school a omutumi sua nyansa kenkan e kira ase te ase etumi kasa asemesi we de na adwene na asem okan eto asum asemesi we de ne nsem okan no eyese meto ama no as a delegate asemesi we de odim nyansa ne policies no megina so ato because okan asem we okan 24-hour economy okan women's bank okan apprenticeship program it wohwe NDC mu a eye oha enchichemu eduonum eye enkron 59% ne de ansa na delegate no kwato aba no na otumi kan etro etiase ansa na wato aba na wo de ba eye MPP na de Musa Dankwa na ne nkofo no hu ne say omo delegate omo kwato aba eba be yi omo flag bearer na executives no dodo no eye 49% no pe 47% pe e de tumi kan etro etiase a omo akọ eye SS akọ coupon inti emauti ase se nipa dodo na omoto omaba e wo delegate no dodo no ejimi sebi o dodo no enhyede ni makenkan dodo no enhyeda enko school nko echire sa ohamu nchichemu eduanan nson pe ene tumi tracking kan omoko SS akọ tertiary omutumi de omadwene ekan document eka se we de nyansa wom inti se o de sa eye analysis we etoto senior MPP for yi omo flag bearer and NDC for you omo flag bearer. I'm talking about delegates. Utumu say yes, it is clear. We are now beginning to understand why MPP for to me you be to Bawumia. Why MPP for ended they are considering somebody like Kennedy. Why MPP are considering somebody like Kennedy Brady Champon. It is a who consider that's a step back now quick there. And my baby MPP problem no delegate no do Jimmy. Now, so we breakdown now. I was saying now. You see clearly, Musa Dankwa Ejimokoye no. Ope JHS, MPP ni NDC. Omu delegate omako JSSR. Usha MPP for no. Omu no 45% ako JSS. NDC for no 32%. Oba senior high school on. It was steady MPP for no. Omu no shoe shine inti JSS no mukwa eno ano no. Omweni sheda nji senior high school into abortion on the answer ya force na no ko GSS ni wia eno ano no dia aka nya wo fase mi nko abortion wo fase mi nko yese into omweni sheda nji SS no ani suapon no into ko anima SS no almost from 45% omko GSS no omundu SS na aka 19% dodo ni nyina ton dog chains dodo ni da kaneshi dodo ne da circle eno mutwa yampoa omo twan malumbe yaba na o ma shiny shoes any half shoe into ustedia utumi hu the kind of delegates omo yi MPP presidential candidate now so omo ba SS na wo hwe enkwara na omo GSS anase omo na omo GSS wo NDC delegate no GSS no 32% but utumi say omo ko SS dodo no effort say omo ba ko senior high school na omo akwa do 37%. Inti ahono ema hu said abi BBSC. Now the emano very tricky in the say. So we SS na. What happens in the say? MPP for no they get into tertiary, which is 28% into calculatia averagely. Almost 45% from JSS, they dropped to 19% and now to 28%. Now the NDC in JSS no delegates no almost 32%. When they entered the senior high school no they went to 37% and now they dropped to 22%. And this when you strike the average, that's how omo school crom delegate usha NDC for no 9% and MPP for no 8%. So when you strike the average, nipa 47% ewo MPP mu no omo de omo saa kakra na akọ school jaka nyina no omo nko SS enko JSS enye bibia ba oba NDC na emu 59% ne de omo junior high school education, senior high school education and tertiary education, because when you strike the average, that's how you come by 59% against 47%. And itina eya na omo tumi gina election day ye kan aba ye party the person omo hu de ekoso ye nyina yete Ghana omo party omo power ye expect as party executives ebetumi abeka nsem nkranhye bi akere party no abra party ni lose aba no ehɔ na hu se omutum begina TV so maka akere party for no say
se wani kuma kokoda se wo hwe na wani nkum so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho ba ye den
the election day na ye to aba na nyomemu aye den no. This is what the party executives begina TV so ka kere omo because on Mr. Dodo na Jimmy in Tom Kachom so we cannot give you the numbers so the cost ne there ye ni tally bia ya anya collation so we ni kuma kokoda so we ni nkumu so akọ isi ne kobo isi wo ban this is a political party also tia say delegate na Dodo na Jimmy enya me na meka eye inchiremu a Musa Dankwa de aba waka ne brofo na me so meka ne twi it is a Musa Dankwa one explanation me chire mu twi mu Musa Dankwa say delegate no omumu 47% depend ako SS ni GSS ni SS NDC for delegates no 59% and ako SS any tertiary GSS SS na tertiary inti u study a u put these two parties together which is the NPP for no Jimmy and intina omutumi ya nyama bi wo how to busan say is this a political party or a poultry farm and intina enuntina u study a inti sa u pese o hwe ni ye pa also about Americans don't really care they don't care much about university. Americans so we pay juma what they ask for have you finished college ehona o started dwene senipa because ehona 18 years ni bem it is a study a over Europe America na metina make actual ubedu America. They don't really care about Opesa Otuasuko University. It is your choice to go to university because you have decided to pick some things to do what to better on. It is not their problem. But where they focus more on college, you know, whether you are going to be a reasonable human being or you are going to be an idiot. And it's a study say the college back Ghana SS. It is a graph way. And now we share data idea we are made now. We share baby a dangerous pana a senior high school level. Now the senior high school level no we share the gap between NDC and NPP a wide. Meaning during that age 16, 17, 18 no that is where we get to know say your reasoning, are you maturing in your reasoning? Are you becoming a human being or you are going to grow as an animal? It is all steady college and as SS in Ghana. Delegates are presidential candidates or political parties more. So we share nipa 19% pe and our NPP more SS. This is the so-called party of elites. University ni tertiary ni there. When you go there, you master on things. You choose to go to university. But when it comes to JSS, SS, especially senior high school, it is not something like you need to. Because if you don't go to the senior high school, you cannot enter any tertiary institution. Majority of the time, you have to enter senior high school before you can get access to any tertiary institution. It is a one called college, and that senior high schooler. No matter the obey piano, ye unse unim nyansa na se wejimi. But ushe sa de we da utumu se NPP for no do ni nyansa. Atre any addition, they are not there. Anything. Almost party of elites. No, they know say the core delegates and I said the core supporters of the party. No, senior high school now they don't go to the senior high school. Only 19% out of their delegates go to senior high school. Into majority of delegates are the MPP. You know, with all due respect, to mean kind and tiasie who the nipa kano and it's about Bawumia betina na ojimia. Yay, I can't pay. Kennedy bedina na ojimia. Yay, atasa. Bana champo bejina no ojimia ye ablekuma ene edien ene ayawa so west wagon dipakum Kent bejina where they not California na snitch so about coverage. They don't understand. They are not able to ask questions. The NPP delegates, you know, they are not able to ask questions. So you see the high school say Obaha, they will say Sawako High School. Sawako High School it is Sawako SS or Ghana. Into the moment I'll be high school hano So we high school pay, no one will say you are matured to be able to enter college. Sorry, I actually interchanged it. So we high school they will tell you say now you are matured to enter college. A one na 18 is starting. A one na maturity is starting. Into omen say okay, right now you are being intelligent, you are maturing in your thinking, so you can be a better reasonable person in college. It is over Ghana. So who JSS now who rock college, senior high school, which is high school. So when to me and high school now, they see say maturity level our form. Into majority of the kids here, no, and it's a parents, they don't play with their high school education because you need to show in high school say you can be a reasonable individual in college. But if you are not able to prove in high school, say you can be intelligent, you to me for own to college. And it's as Ghana, say when do high school, senior high school, when to me and senior high school now, it becomes difficult for you to fit in the system. And it's all checking NPP for now. Majority of them omunko high school. Omunko high school. Into utumu say, omu departing say they don't think, they don't ask questions, they have become just idiots. They don't care about anything because on to me kind, on to me tias here. And into the end NPP delegate betima kotwa chairman want to me say bedi enim. And into the end NPP to me kwa kwetia no makofa solo gala. And into the end NPP to me to Abama Abronye say ombe regional chairman. And it's in the NPP to say Abua Papon, Ombrambe, a communications executive. And it's in the end, NPP to me say a coup for the certificate to be on your lawyer, bia, and so your panel. If it's almost to me, kind. If it's almost basic knowledge now, at the end of the day, to me, I differentiate between reasoning and being foolish. And it's in there be a catch a Ghana for say, oh, per party move for me, Jimmy Pa, a MPP for. Now, this research is only the delegates, meaning, if Musa Dankwa opens the research app, the number you are seeing here, it is going to multiply. Meaning, so for MPP as a political party, the followers are omudi MPP here. What you will see in say about 3% per Eneko High School. Yeah. If you are going to use these numbers and to make sure you open it up, say the whole MPP as a political party, nipa omudi echira, you will not get more than 3%. More than 3% going to junior high school, senior high school. You will not get it. And then it should tell you, say, the future of the party is bleak. It owns the party, no. Omajima to the point to say, Adeba Koa, Ubetuna Dada, I'm going to say, oh, Mako Law School. The moment I'm met I'm just on Nyansa. The moment I'm met I'm just saying, who study MPP, 90% of the foolish people in the MPP also Mako Law School. They are not practicing. They don't have the intelligence to practice, but through politics, they want to use law school to come and lie to them because majority of the people from the party, they cannot ask basic questions. They think, say, be free a Jimmy Ford because my law school automatically he's intelligent. Until you can see, say, majority of them, you can see, say, Musa Dankomu decided, say, they are going to open it up and go beyond delegation and as a delegator. You will see, say, majority of the MPP, no Jimmy. Yeah. And it's now MPP for politicians 98% of them. Answer we the MPP and was say because law school because when him said don't Jimmy high school they could not get that intelligence to understand say so because law school and just what him answer and that's what be part of our own. And if you don't have those basic intelligence you will never understand say party no more Jimmy. Every time I see the MPP, I see them like a group of clowns, foolish animals, because they cannot think beyond, and this is the solution. Problem ni nyina na yahwehwe ni solution ni ya be hu se party no emu nipa dodo no especially delegates omo yimpenifo omo di anim no the delegates when it comes to reasoning majority of them do not go to junior high school, they don't go to senior high school, so they are not to that level where an NDC person as some of the MPP ni manabo ditinku it will take you 4 months for NDC to say yes. It is not easy. Me say as some of the MPP for my boss, it will take you about 6 years for you to be able to convince an NDC person to say, okay, you are making some. Because it is not easy to just sell a message to an NDC person. You need to prove, say, you need to prove, say, intellectually you are matured. You need to prove, say, beyond what you say you are, you are intellectually sound. Beyond morally, you are somebody. Now, Yet the Chroma and Kwasiafo the free SHS in the. Why do you think their delegates they have only 19%? Moko SS. But I want our question. No? The free SHS no MPP for Ankasankasa man go. No. Free SHS na Kwame Nkrumah start here na Ekufuado and Bawumia mo enjoy no. Free SHS no sabi any anum sire before na mo start here no. They went to school. And ba ya babedu eya John Mahama so 2015. Oya no eya progressive. Atiche the by say by force free SHS. Omo MPP for no kro mo di MPP echi no. MPP no free SHS no mo nko. Because they don't even understand. And it's not quite able to say now free SHS no and that be on tiasie because party delegates no so be more beyond delegates about 3% of party for the SS. Upa ma ende yenye yewura one constituency. Niamfre 10 delegates. Emu one pen ako SS MPP. Yeah, I'm telling you. That is the party. And these are the kind of people are making decisions for the party. It is not about intelligence. It is not about nipa way there. Let's assess him. Let me read about him. Let me try and assess the way he reasons. Maybe what your thesis be about. How does he think? Nipa we also an economist. Nipa we also a businessman. Nipa we also a mamen share. Yes idea no. Asibesi where they see a perishable where they hear. Sa. Oma is punching. Oma is a Mbreche United. Omangasa SS no manko. Free SS, free SHS no omanko. They didn't go. They don't understand why free SHS is there. And it's a mini anumni bi. And it's a 2 for Nana Medo. Waka chem say, ne wa fase for di bi no mugu PZ na omu bo krono. And no red. Edin kwasi asem no dodo na nko SS. Yeah. You didn't go to school up here. You saw unko kuhis. Kumase high. Okonumu wi ya second term no jai. Ye ni momu nyina. Into dodo no gu PZ. Omu kakra no muko school kakra no omu no mutuma ko Dubai akofa nyoma aba PZ for no wiawia boys ni bi go gugu PZ ya omu to kankan red for ni bi no sa boys ni bi no omu red no omu anko SS. They don't understand why I should go to school. My ontiasie no of abewu mama be di ade etu sa ankwasiafo small boys ni bi na omu gu PZ na bebre wo PZ omadwini ye adwuma kakra no mutumi to aso wo SS ko omenim no omu na omu ye adwuma red phone kakra no maka no ya wo fa asase fo no ejimi fo no bi no omu na omu wie omu e wo PZ wedwa ei etimi nya dai menya de mi wu obodam mi jidwam otumfo sa menka eni na ko PZ o check age range na within sa SS dropout no bebre egu ho na omo no red area ma no e ma ni bo adwuma den omo ko pe no mu wie omo boys ni bi SS no mo nko SS no mo nko it is always study the two parties hardly do you hear an NDC person boasting of me being a lawyer. Hardly. There are so many people in the NDC who are lawyers and the NDC doesn't give a heck. You are a lawyer, we get it, but it does not make you intelligent than anybody in the party. And it's what study NDC now. People cannot be walking with their shoulders high and saying, I'm a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. Hardly do you even hear people forcing people to call them a squire or whatever, because it's a party of people who are intelligent, matured minds. But you see, when you come into the MPP, a binitaro to I say, where do you a law? Where do you a lawyer? Into the poba, oh, now a doctor. Hey, do you doctor the lawyer? Into Kufuado kwa champagne ne ban, oh, by Kufuado a lawyer. Hey, lawyer dear. Katie am oh a lawyer. Now I attach oh, honestly a lawyer. Mr. Kosho almost said will be a lawyer. Ubusa almost said, law no mukosiano, almost to me apply BB Womudia teacher mino, yet a minus almost en quasia fongwa. So this has clearly shown you. Said the NPP as a political party is filled with foolish idiots who don't understand anything. Free SHS Nankas or Mamanko. Free SHS Nomanko. And I don't even want to talk about the tribalistic part. And the men can want some MPP for and no men janko. In Komo because I'm here ready to make this uncommon because a childish in Komo. There are so many unnecessary conversations going on and we and seeing me. I don't go there because I'm big. I'm up here. I don't have time for those childish things. But I want you to understand that Musa Dankwa research right now is solid. 19% of NPP delegates pen Ako SS. 37% of NDC because before you are elected to lead the NDC, now what breye? Because awuneni why na just obey delegate no onimtro onimakenkan otra otiase. Kounia when I just obey the NDC, you know, wako school onimatro onimakenkan otiase Infantini odi NDC enim no onimatro na hwe asantefo mu di NPP mu NDC mu kojo bonsu mu o level no obi ji say ewada akon o kobradofo say unwa asantini a wa join NDC na wako school eduru chire onyo dwan ade bia o say otena so na analyze asantefo krampo mu join NDC no they are coming with something. There are people who say these people are refined. NPP mukwe and the NPP say chairman want to be the national chairman. Ninjie we odidi echim so or third vice chairman. Look at the party Abronye. Owusu Bempa. Nkwasi abom the party denim we mu. These are dirty people who don't have any idea. Into this research there, mama yamfa pin and wom ne yamfa show. We are going to put a pin in it. Thank you. Enti, the difference is clear. And that's what will be. Me say when it comes to law, you see where you call law, where me masse no. Masse bema on a law firm. Or no agas on a law firm. Masse ba on a law firm. When it comes to law in America, me I know. Me I can work at my in-laws law firm for 2 years. I'll be a lawyer. I don't need it. Enti me nim obi a we Jimmy. Enti when it comes to the NPP, that is how you can trick them. Ekufuado also a lawyer. Ever seen the two fan certificate in my. It is the NPP. Majority are stupid. They are just stupid. They just hear doctor, they hear lawyer. Normal two abomso and kwasiafo because they don't ask. Nana ni parekurano nyansa ben owo. But we'll come to that matter very soon. It's very very important. Atasafo. All right now, Afoko has spoken, and what Afoko said, very interesting. We are still on the NPP. At a point where a former chairman of the NPP, Afoko Netam, about $15 million, Ghana must go, Edema Ekufuado or Nwani Fee, Mumbusa Afoko Semeboa. Afoko Tam $15 million. Na egu Ghana must go, Nwani Fee, businessman, or call bank, and or call withdraw $15 million in cedis. Or Nwani Fee, or Tamama Ekufuado say, wo, Farani elections, Omuwi and Komukuna to actually. Paul Afoko and the Wakasa, or say, at a point, I realized NPP had been branded an elite and a can party. I wanted to change that. Onu 10 years ago, or see I am the chairman of the NPP no. Obewu say NPP no na omo bon you no eye den ade ye frɛ no party yesi omo ko school and party yesi omo ya kamfo. Now, or see oye na adwene say or person or rebrand party no. The NPP had been branded. Osine ya brandy omosa. But unim adikudi nti okasa no say owura party no ohun say the brand na wa bontin no that is not what is actually transpiring in the party. Into oye no na adwene say obey some small changes be to rebrand the party. E ho na nkofo no ka say hwe ye ne yenum bon otwen bi ni o. Ye kiusu usu obewu. We are not going to allow you to change otani Paul Afoko. Untumi free srem. And my NPP headquarters was salam down. And me chere ye because ya tibinim yana ne pay. And then almost started ganging up against Paul Afoko. And what they wanted to do, they say they wanted to even kill him and kill his brother. That is the NPP. Where a former chairman Nisika ko NPP mu, he has invested millions into Paul Afoko. Yeah, and say he wanted to rebrand the NPP. That basically, among or realize say. They had branded as an elite and an account party because also remuno. Oh, say party no tribalism no wom. No, say tribalism ne jinem. Oh, say party no asantefo no ene wom no mudi nkofo atem. Oh, say asantefo ni bi emunipa. Oh, say group bi o party no a na omo person de obi aba ehwe. Into ye na adwiri say nkon ne nkon person oboa. Na nka sebio he mame kan kire. So what is the NPP ni ka say NPP a account party or person catch say NPP is a tribal asantefo party, but he's being diplomatic about it. Well, Afoko using a can, he didn't want to sound the straight shot for people to know where he's coming from. He's a politician. He's being very, very careful the words he uses. Paul Afoko was trying to tell us to say the party was a tribal party, and as a northerner who came to lead the party, he wanted to rebrand the party. And so, tribalistic or party, they did not allow him to rebrand the party. The party has been a tribal party for years. And then NPP be tribalistic about everything. Oh. It's a party that was born in tribalism. In the Polafoko, we are kind of politically correct. He's trying to be politically correct. And instead of using the word akan. In MPP dictionary, so because akana, it means asantifo. Yeah. Because MPP petumia, almost someone here santinia, or free mensia, or ya desye. Some MPP, petumia, no makacho say, we need 2 minutes, we are almost a party, no, a santifo party. But some petumia almost account for, munyina momra, na yanje party ni siye, into a young bonofo, ye yan ko for, ye yan edian, a ye domafo, ye yan account for. Oji 2 minutes, no, the General Kumasi say, a you 2 for. Ne chia me a friend Bafo Akoto ya Santini and a yin boy 700 at a party. So they have 2 things. You see, their definition of a can depends where they stand at the moment. So what is the MPP ni using the word akana? Ask where he is standing. Baby original and I'll find that word. It depends where they are, their condition. That will determine whether to use akan or asante. It is someone here to me. They want accounts. They are an account party. So when you to me, we are a Santifo and the MPP about power. That is their dictionary. And the Polafoko is being politically correct because he knows his people. Even just saying, say, a Santifo be as a party, no, or you say they can come after him. So he's being politically correct by saying, say, I can for. Asama mi king. And if a pa ne ya tra, obi to Ejiman Wisi Bone. Hashtag 700 pounds. And if a pa na maka asamwe, and then a maka a yatro. Obi Ogana be him said the American and credit. The buying and MPP winning power. Yade sa to me no echo account nibia account hinibia nim. The only on here didn't call him some for 2472 because the party only recognize 2472. They don't recognize any akani hinibia. Because omumbu akan hini bia or akan memu. Da ben MPP, a winning party, a winning election can say, yet a president now we win no, ye coffee on hini way fee or yakani in da ben altibida. They only recognize O24 because a Santifo party. Mommy and Kanye Hunto and Enjay and Brabrasono and then Ekuye. So they don't recognize account for her. The NPP as a political party, some of us Santifo we are tribal. Our Hinibi or Yakani be more respected. They only respect O24, and I don't have a problem with that. But say O24 Kwana Obuno, say Onunkwan party ni dia any Santifo party. Then Upetumia catch O24 any Santifo ka krebi so mama otumi. So Upetumia men kasa account for party. Sa ni dia na wo de ma O24 as a political party no. Fa sa ni dia ni ma ko hene. Fa sa ni die ni ma doma hene. Fa sa ni die ni ma bonofo hene. Fa ni die ni ma obi a oka akankasa bia hene. Se ne be on behu se ye nyina ne ye pritumi abafie. Na wontumi kan je se ye nyina ye mbra be pritumi na tumi no de enkunimdie ba na de akoma hene ba akoka je se party ne e hya asante afuruma e asantefo na de party ba power. No. And that is my problem with the MPP. I don't hate anybody in the MPP. The selective way they do things. And then a tribal party. And then I'm up my party no essay. And then I'm your party not being attractive now. Now I'm going to tell you Polafoko Sakaye. Polafoko say NPP is making a big mistake by holding its presidential primaries in January. Or say party no in penifom di anim no mu jimi to hold presidential primaries even before executive primaries. No, it shows it's a party. No, they are not serious. They are making one of the biggest mistakes. The party will implode. Party no, I best say free inside. How do you lose an election with 2 million votes? 2 million. And in less than a year, you want to go and have a presidential primaries. And the party structure says, first, you need to make sure executives do your primaries first. And sign executives, you know, and making sure say, the presidential. How do you quickly decide to say you will do the presidential before the executive? It means to say there are some people in the party agenda. This is a former chairman of the party. 90% of MPP will scratch him. Obiani MPP will go school jano. Obiani MPP will any pachano. Obiani MPP or personality chain Polafoko. Obiani MPP will name answer channel. Paul Afoko the standard no on it nyawotama kromu standard na wo omo no mo tie party no mo nim party no nyansa enti kwasi ampanyi bia ntumi pagya ne tinka say me yedi party Paul Afoko is better than majority of the people in the party and the executives. In fact, he can pay every executive. Enti when Paul Afoko tells you say I have been there before, I have been the party chairman before, I have used my money to run the party before, I've made losses, I am telling you on authority, the party will explode when you try to have your elections of electing the flag bearer in January. Or say, the NPP is making a big mistake by holding the presidential primaries in January. I see you are making a big mistake. But you see, unya party nanabi di enima. When you are making a mistake, will you know? No, nanabi Jimmy. Unya party abronya regional chairman. Can you actually make the right decisions? No. Unya party chairman want to be a national chairman aya. Can you think right? No. Unya Pentium 2 JFK get to no your general secretary. Can you make right decisions? No. So o chairman indisposed. You need party need national chairman. Can you make right decisions? No. When you have a cow as a third vice chairman, can the party make a good decision? No. So the party is being led by fools, animals. They can't think. Ama enkwara no mudi achire no impetekuno sa imbrechie no, they are also learning the same thing. They are not asking questions. Oh yeah, ne party na ne dom, yeah de Bawumia ne wo, yeah de Kennedy ne wo, yeah de NPP de dware into impetekunu de achire, impetekulization. They have been petekulized, and as I'm petekuno omashesha omo no mudi achire, they have been impetekulized into omo saline, into a honorable impetualization. How they impetualize how they think. They think in an impetualized way. Into my same peteku. Party no my same peteku. So they have impetualized them. Into one na so mo ka party no wasama. Utie omo kwara am say na mo Jimmy. Can't you differentiate between the papa na ade anya? Dem penifo ne ye na enyamu. They don't get it. Because they have been imbrachalized, Mbana has been imbrachalized, and Mbemana have been peticularized. Omadane man imbrachi, and Omadane Mbemana in petiku, NPP delegates and supporters. So they have imbrachalized them, and then they have peticularized them, Bema, into Omu DHD gang. I might say nine. And they cannot think, they cannot reason, they cannot ask questions because Omu do SSP, Omu go school be. SS no yedum ko jina gate na no masi peg ye pian mo nko o masi peg o pe labo aje adan a ye de wo fa be wu me nyisika nti adwene na eye basic adwene ye de badwene no ebi ni ho Musa Dankwa na koyen research no de be kire. So the party is full of particularized human beings and abrachalized human beings. Nti unwo mo a the reason enti na ndra na meka say when you see an MPP person sa enkwara girls bi omdidi di MPP chi uhwe omo ho pa uhwe omo ho uhwe ewi e wo mo ho a I say ewi no kura ye brown omo ho aye fin omo dan tokura dan mu ente bi sa mo nkwara no mu future ne esia end game ne sen se me na MPP mu ana be ma jimi mi nya no aware wa na say oh yes side we are build there na wo ye. It's a question or sanka mo ma man mo frɛ mo ka say inteku impeteku se wo abrechi a wo di MPP o end game ne sen wo di MPP chia de akwa ware ana wo di echira kosi dan ana wo di echira kos de na wo di echira de aye e de na wo di MPP ne chia because omo handle MPP with their money no, they are telling you say the direction the party is going it will implode, party yemu ba blast it. Party Jimmy. They are doing this all because some executives, they want to still stay in power. A Bawumia strategy, a Bawumia plan. And you see, Adebakwa me yan say, Kennedy Agyapong, Brian Champon, Kobre Japan, and Kentry, they all know Bawumia is rigging the elections. They can't talk. Because if you believe that you are a good competitor, now Bawumia a rigging election, you need to step away. Yeah. You need to issue a statement and say, you know something, from what I am seeing, their party is rigging the election for one person. Kennedy Agyapong, I'm not going to contest this. But if you sit, whilst you know they are rigging the election out to them, where Jimmy? Because Kennedy, Kobre Japan, Kentry, and the last person, no, these people know they will not win the elections. They know Bawumia any executives no almost register no the party register no. The reason why intia oman penema mo be registered people cannot float money and they cannot buy delegates. They know Bawumia has the money on a summary. So they are not going to open it up. Now the register they have now, until they put together a new register, you cannot win, because this is the same register he used in rigging the first elections. This is the first register. Bawumia the rigging first one, Awunya 63 or and he's going to use the same register. Now what they have done is say they have opened it up a little bit and brought people who were appointees of Ekufuado. They have brought in past MPs who were appointed by Ekufuado. They have brought in people who used to work with Bawumia to be part of the register. So he has opened the register in his favor. So there's no way anybody in the MPP can win elections against Bawumia. Actually, wait, Jimmy. It is we a politician. This is the time for you to pull the plugs. You all pull the plugs and say Bawumia. That's what you do. You prove, say, your inclusion can make a difference. But when you say yeah, the answers are sure muchi. Udu Jimmy says still udu fia baka chiro mame. Undru mambo no we near to do and nu be near Kennedy and an impete Kennedy and an imbrechi no. Bawumia brechi and impete kuno de. They know some more for there. Wabo eduane gudemu. Into who Bawumia pete kuno imbrechi na. They have imbrechialized themselves and particularized themselves in a way they know they will rig the elections. It is Samiri. Mrs. Samira, young friend Samira, who called the Chrome Chada, and the Omashe, Omniabo 1. Yabo and the Black Star Chade, Bona Samira, Samre, and if who the bush of water, oh, lie, let's oh, Nimomo. Oh, free, a Chad. Chad could be a friend of Margaret, a Hona Samri, oh, free. Margaret, oh, Trakapatana, there 2 hours, 30 minutes drive, a whole free, your for Margaret, a Crobia, Omo, no padestre. And in the time a child ye KK no and a Samre ne pusa ne papa and ne wafabako omode omoba Ghana. In the Samre no ono and the child ne Ghana bono ne nsashe de milfem no ohwe ohwe ne din wapam eye on sa enchichide bi no in confirm ye bi no de chisom twa picture o kam ogu abontene sa no ma bi no mo tantantan bi no and ohwe dem no de nsashe de no ohwe because ni kurom team and Ghana na ebo Samre ni din no Mopa mumbucha nso the best certificate mra na mo hwedin wo so eye Samre enye Samira obedu Ghana no broflize no because onu sem wagimi ofri Mahrit sa krono Mahrit e ho no free 2.5 hours from capital into no e child ni o ni yiri child ni no omo wieska fulani gan ne tirisu besi na se fulani or a fulanized. She's a fulanized human being. You cannot take the fulanization from her. She has been fulanized, and she is a fulanized human being. Into ordinary Kuruno, they know what they are doing. No, and 2 international players, Bawumia Kasankasa Nasifri Burkina. Some prisoner who check moi, who check Bawumia Kasa. And it's I said in Katiaka say, Bawumia Bushua for you now, my NDC for Bawumia NPP new. Bawumia your NDC, Mr. S. I think I had that video yesterday. I said in Katiaka, or see, Bawumia, Mr. S, get him the video, or see. Bawumia busuafonya no me NDC executives Bawumia maame ne papa Bawumia papa served under Eddie Rawlings Bawumia ne bra he was in NDC obia Bawumia o NDC ni Bawumia into ono or blacks or local on it ne yere no on Samre international players omo nyina naturalize no maba. So these are not people you can trust. They don't care. Samre enfan wo ono makeup no pato adaka po inti ane eka something amuntie ya nhwe ya yebema foreigners abedi Ghana so, and these 2 foreigners eya Samre and eya de Mahmoud. If we don't take care, these 2 foreigners will come, they will destroy our politics, our democracy, because one say Bawumia time na our power mama nche the different adequate pictures about Bawumia onya mamprusini Bawumia time na our power time na ye kuma kusasifo no ene mamprisifo ko no na nka osa Bawumia kasa na se na nka ne busuafo pa na busuafo papa e wo mamprisi a anka obeka se me busuafo ni bi wu, and at the same time the kusasifo ni bi wu nti munja ntokwa no. It does not matter where you belong, because eden ya ntokwa no we busuafo wu, but because Bawumia wada da nkofo so o ye mamprisi ni ono ne man prusi ne Burkina ena omo di wure mu omo ni passport enti Bawumia no ono he is not there for Ghanaians enti ayana mo ka yense man prusi for ko ye man prusi for ko obi no ono nte ase ne yere so free Chad ono so Samre ono so free Marhat enti they are two different international players. They are all not Ghanaians. And we cannot sit in this country and take this country and give it to foreigners, two foreign players. Me say, Motam Ghana, Edema Samere, Ene Mamudu. One day, Tia na could be free, a child abase, Ghana and dia, and Nasan Papa, and a president. Yatia no the Goose, Guka Mwaba, Omunya, Eke Domkon, no more sa ain, and yes, why, and first lady. Nobody in Jubilee House, we are crap. Mama Yansha, we na Samre, and Mamudu, Omi dangerous. Mamma Quit, Omia and Disney flat. A Nibre Namaraba NPP on a Samre. Samre or Chadini, Fulani, yes, she has been funeralized. Ain't it so? And now Osako history, my Canada Japan, so ya wuni. Canada Japan, so te Atasa. Kennedy Sumame, Aya wuni, Canada Japan. Canada Japan, so ne papa ya wuni ba. Na Kennedy no time ya wo no ne nkwara brem na sebio aware ne seye ena ne maame mo Kennedy story we mo munya Ghana fo mo era mo Ghana fo o munya right people mo kare kure Kennedy Japan so ne papa ya hunani oso free fosu ande ye hu na busuani bia ofosu ye hu na busuani bia o say oh aha na Kennedy de ya ha ena ne papa tete no ebi ni ho onka bi da de bia na me maame na de ekua de Kennedy so maame ne papa jaye no ena omote Kennedy ena okotena Kumasi ahurani ba o samo party we okotena Kumasi no ena Kennedy yesuma no okotena ne wofa bi nchen Kumasi ne story no do Kennedy onya aseni o onfi asen dompim bia oboa opomeka ncham boa Kennedy Kumasi yesuma no edi be 11-12 years ena ka ball no ka ball Kennedy ni ti ehwe fom mese bu musa no ose me boa o chena metena TV so ka se me boa. They operated Kennedy niti. And the Kennedy signing your man or yen. The second accident in the no, I must say, I Kennedy, Brony, it was what happened when he was a kid. He knows. Kennedy, my countryman, meaning the Fiauna, or ni, or ya pure analyzed. Or ya Igbeni back Kennedy Japan. But Obeka NPP no, or Ferris Obeka Chomso Yauni. Aye. Ne papa nkasa ya huneni donko enyan chen o kamela kopela glem but obeduru akanfo party no on person mu behu bebi ofri into so ofri asen dompem e wona ne ma me free nipa na ma me free asen dompem papa free mumbusa ne sane papa free sane ma me free asen dompem ne papa free o trans e kan na bra bomu nsem on kan bebi ne papa free da o ya huneni Samira child ni Bawumia NDC Burkina ni sankofo we nyina ye nkofo omunya ye nkofo omunya different people bia because you need to understand say party a dangerous party here Polafoko is being too diplomatic asoma ka nyina kufu adinti na wokan o se omukọ sirem ekoye campaign ena owini ye ena kufu ade ka say ye kwa kra omra young Ombra na kra no make sure so a party chairman. Ekufu ada so no can or say the person is still alive. Ekufu na yeku eyi Polafoko. Or say at a point or say constituency bia enya 10,000 Ghana cedis. Ekufu ada say hey sikana ye di won kan no come kwasiafo no. You cannot go and give it to the Imbrechi and the impeticus. Any the beginning of his end as the chairman of the NPP. That time, no, Nama Hamudu Bawumia is the person Kufuor was introducing to Kufuor to make sure, say, almost to me, the NPP Sikemu. Polafoko is directing you to how they stole the NPP money and how Kufuor and Bawumia them stole the money. Now, in the area, that time, Comrade Japan, General Secretary, Comrade Japan was snitching on Polafoko. It Comrade Japan, Bawumia, Kufuor Bokotrasia. Now, Wakoke can sama chiromo, or we are no adano wabase onimshi because he's part of the executive. Into Omoko meeting, then the things that Polafoko expect to say, Kufuor in the gang gonna be no, Kufuor mo atwoguno so. General Secretary in Kasa. And into the Makacho say, Comrade Japan is a snitch. or your Russian go to jail. Every time be a party chairman, national chairman, executives better not see a meeting. No, Polafoko will go to Ekufuado, call Bawumia, and they will gang and tell them everything. They be an Ekufuado Badu Muna. Maame bosom bi na o party anymore na ne sinyire tutu bi no bosom ba beifo bi no na almost to work na we tie konkonsa ono tani no na oya against tia Polafoko another tani mo dafo no mo bi mo na mo ye problem no tani ba o ha adwene o de se jata 30 sa beifo bi na o tigate na no aha so that was what they were doing. It's every time Polafoko omuko meeting he does not get the respect. Everything they vote on he doesn't win. He could not understand because every day no on an executives no small team this year no mudin koma then Ken Agyapong will go. Saba Akubina if a crab was said Bakubino on it there he wasn't part. Ken Agyapong was there. He was liaising between party office and the Kufuado. Internet Kufuado to Nima no run the party no. It is Polafoko cast on the 10,000 echo constituencies no. None another than Kufuado use general secretary who is Ken Agyapong. They have already entered the finances. So they rose up and said, no, where are you taking the money to? Because that was the place Polafoko was going to call for an audit. So party is now I am the chairman. I've come up with a plan. Let us go give every constituency 10,000 Ghana. Now before we do that, we need to audit. We need to audit what we have before we try to take some monies out. Inti eho ene Kufuado mo ene Ken Agyapong mo e gange up against Polafoko. Now, how are they going to take him out? They need to distract him. They need to make sure say Omodi Asemia Toswa or because Polafoko is using his power as the chairman to at least he's abusing his office. That's what I wanted to say. And why no muko Srim and muko Ku chairman no Adams. Mahama Adams was at the end and I almost set Polafoko near Gregrafoko up. So that time Gregrafoko, young guy, wire dread, he fits not fitted that particular scene, you know. Sometimes Gregrafoko, a young guy, wire dread, and Ghana so the Rastabia is guilty. Inti they put Gregrafoko in that situation because as somebody see, you know, Gregrafoko wasn't even there. He was called, and when he got there, they hanged him and said, "You." And I almost say Gregory, no one shame. Inti as somebody buy you. That was when Ekufuado has started his second coup. On a Bawumia, a snitch like Ken Agyapong. Ken Agyapong munyina no mu say chire. Enti what you are seeing, Polafoko no, they be an mekacha and say, and I say it in the air every day. Baby, many time I can ask them. I say Polafoko, be a man and stop being too diplomatic. Diplomacy, and I came out unia man Greg kunu jail. No, yeah, you are a tough man. You are a successful businessman. Who are you scared of? Be a man and have balls and talk like a man. And stop pleasing. Oh, you're tenny. No matter what you do, you are a tenny, and that is how they will see you in the party. It is not about you conducting yourself. It is not about your intelligence, your intellectual know-how. It is not about your contribution to the party. The party is a party that belongs to Asantefo Akamfo. They will never give you that respect. If you get the opportunity to speak on the party's ills, just be raw in your language. Because it does not matter what you will do, how much diplomacy you play. They don't care. And that is my biggest problem with Polafoko. When he gets the opportunity to let the world know what the NPP stands for, he starts to sugarcoat words. Diplomacy, and community cook Gregory. And Gregory Afoko, ewu jailer, and I will blame you, Polafoko. Because that's your useless diplomacy, no, and and you need to be a man. You need to step up. You need to talk and let people know. At this point, the NPP cannot give you anything. I don't even think you go back to NPP looking for any position. So why do you still speak, make them feel like you owe them something? You owe them nothing. So party that's what party and that's why speak truth in a raw form for the party to understand. When I wanted the NDC to come to power, I was straightforward with them. I spoke raw to them because I needed them to understand the reality. I have criticized every single person in the NDC, including John Mahama, because I wanted them to understand where they were when you were in the opposition. I wanted them to know the reality. So if you love something, you have to swallow the bitter pill by being honest and truthful to them. And that is the only way the NDC got to know that they needed to sit up. That is why John Mahama won with over 2 million votes. That is what being honest means. That is what it means. You should not try at this point. You were elected in 2014. They sacked you in 2015. It's an indictment on your career as a politician. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you were elected in 2014. They made sure the following year they sacked you. Is it not an insult? Is it not? Huh? How can you sack a chairman after a year? It means that from the beginning, they never respected and considered you, Tenny, to be the party chairman. It's a fact. It's a fact. Stop playing diplomacy here. I respect you a lot. You have achieved a lot in your business life. I respect you, but this kind of diplomacy you are playing, Gregory, no, because Gregory was caught in that web because of you. Nobody knew Gregory. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo had an issue with you. He decided to make sure he pays you back. You didn't do the guy anything because the guy is a person who is very vindictive. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia mono, that is them. Nan say Bawumia catch Ghana for say, Jimmy, but his inside, his inner monkey is dangerous. He said it publicly. And it is until Brandon Champon pushed Bawumia to the wall. And I'll catch Ghana for say, Jimmy. But my inside is a monkey. It is dangerous than the Akufo-Addo. So Bawumia has actually given us glimpses or an idea of who he is. He has given us an idea. Atasa Kennedy, we know who he is. We know what he can do. We know his record. He has the most dirtiest record. Brandon Champon is a liar. We know. Brandon Champon at the point we know Olidi Sachs to go shoot people at Ayawaso West Wagon. It is on him. He at the end of the day election 2020. So we know who Brandon Champon who he is and what he can do. I don't care about them. This is the reality. Let us accept it and deal with it. We are not joking here. This is politics. It's either you are for or you are against. When I decided to endorse the NDC and said I will make sure the NDC comes to power using my platform, I was for. It is either you are for or you are against. In politics, there's no neutrality. I'm neutral. There's nothing like neutral in politics. Nobody is neutral in politics. If today I decide not to use my platform to help project the NDC, I don't have to sit here and make it sound like I am here, I am there. I need to make sure I leave the NDC, projecting the NDC, and leave them to do their own thing. Because if I believe in the vision of John Mahama, I need to make sure I push that vision 100%. I don't do half job. If I like you and I like your vision and I want to support your vision, I put everything on the line to support it. And anytime I say, when it comes to Ghana politics, my commitment is to John Mahama. And not John Mahama as a person, but the wisdom in his head. The day I will stop endorsing John Mahama is the day I will make sure wisdom. I have exhausted every wisdom in his head as a politician. So I don't worship John Mahama as a person. John Mahama can be my father, can be like any other person. He can be like any person who can commit a crime and also do good. But I worship the intelligence he has, the vision, and that is what I endorse. I am not that kind of person. Today I am on Radio Gold. Tomorrow I am on Power FM. The next day I am on Angel FM. Like a political janty, I need Jimmy don't know what to do. No, I am straightforward person. I cut and I know I cut deep. I have principle. That is how I live my life. I need to know nobody can take me for granted. That is why when I have $1, I am proud and I'm confident because I will not stoop low because of some dirty small money, because somebody will come and give me a car, because somebody said, no, I don't do that. I've lived beyond that. Until my credibility is intact. No politician in Ghana can speak in my face because I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe any politician anything. I have not gone and sat and had a deal with any politician in Ghana. Nobody in the NDC from John Mahama to the last person. Nobody. Until I know what I am doing. That's why I'm confident in what I do. I came to the table with my own gold in my hand. I didn't come to the table to beg you that share your gold with me. I came with my gold. I built my own gold. So I'm not coming to sit at the table and make you intimidate me. No, because I know what I am worth. I can bring a party that is formed today to come and take seat more than any of those young, small parties in Ghana. I can. And it is not because I know more than anybody, because of my consistency, my belief, the team I work with, and God giving me that wisdom. That is what I live by. And if you want to be truthful to the party, Go straight and cut deep and stop brushing and doing this. No, Polafoko, you are not helping them. The party not say, look in their face and say the party has fucked up. It's fucked up. You can't win elections now. You need to go back into exile. You, the party, have to go back like 22 years and reform the party. The principles are gone. Nyawotamaklo is speaking every day, has been speaking every day that the party is gone. Right now, the only thing we are waiting for, and I've said it before, my God, I'm nullifying this party in 2028. A group of termites and Impeteku and Imbreche will come up and form a new one. I will be the first person to force people in this party to form a new party. And I have that killer punch, and I'm keeping it for 2028. I have that antidote, and I'm keeping it to 2028. I will let this party go into exile for good. Some of the Impeteku and Imbreche will come out with a new party. I have said it. You will be shocked. CPP will even do better than the NPP. I'm telling you. Now, you see this story. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, and the Wakasa. And then John Mahama Kanye. John Mahama says, Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for diplomatic use. He's at the four. Any South interest for. Dear John Mahama can say, Nana Semin Church, which I'm 240 to Nana door. Chia, Bro, me can say. And the President John Mahama, Wakasa, Mommy could see the bro from the Vian Medium actually a Yeminanoma, or more PZ, any or more South interest. Now, Omunina Ati, as some President Ekano Ase. President Mahama ni.
Unim senani mami woman organizer.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Sorry, I think I'm playing the wrong video. Mr. P, do we have that video on the system? Okay, I have it. Thank you. I just saw it. Okay, thank you.
Unim senani mami woman organizer.
No, I'm still getting the wrong video. I'm still getting the wrong video. Mr. S. Yes. Okay, pull it out for me. I think you guys didn't put it. You didn't. I'm sorry. This is a glitch from the production team. Now, the John Mahama Kai Nina Ewia or Kana Brofono or say, Ghana, embassy say Wabru Chidinano from Titiniano. What has happened? And they say, your ambassadors of Wabru America, UK, then dear Babiano, a daya omutimuno, Nina daya renti. Into every year, Biano, now you're spending $15 million near the rent. Now you're the rent. Eboha embassies require dia now you're rent dino into a say and now by we are resetting government, they have come up with a new plan and strategy. Into President Mahama Samoa Kanyana say, yeah, embassies are bruchri diplomat, and I say omusi a name I from ambassadors, majority, in fact, omunyina a dime with munyina rent. And every single country be a rented down will be an in dollars. In a year, it has something over $15 million. $15 million. And I tam educotia a dine rent to abruchi. Or since an albino, the umbesom and say, Omode a jumadi ba, I was say embassies, Ghana for ambassadors or more bruchi afanenano. You pay a dia, you bet tono martin. Into Wabeko Hubian a Ghana bind dying. A Ghana for ye daya ubetinim. Sa a dino crown, President took Kwano Bahwa. Nasa, ye share, Nasa security ya, President grab it to me at Naho. Inti, where ye nyoma, omo edited to a quima, or per se, a ye na bino, estati edi wujumani menu ya. Na ambassadors, no, and I say, a ye embassy say, a wo iriasa for Ninana, ye rented dying, ye tam sika, Ghana. Na ye de kwako tia sa rent, no, or so peso chum. Send ye beya. At the end of the day, yeni ankasa to me den ye rent to cry, we are renting to own. Say dan bo honest ye ko hu na ka say pa abrochi obetuma rent to own. A dan we may rent it, but me rent it for 5 years. After 5 years no me tua e ka ni nyina ewie. Inti ye free be mortgage. Inti say dan $100,000 ah. The be say bosumi bia no Ghana ban betua 200. Yenim say emfie miensa emfie na enchire no na e dan na be ye dia. And that is something that he is implementing because the amount of money we throw out there. Oboa or ambassador, na yere ne mba nyina eda ho Ghana. Oboa oyo no nkwa na wo ne akọ rent a 7-bedroom house na dia ma no. Oboa ne rent 4-bedroom house. making sebio obi ha ne manyine nyini anya one ne ba ne te one ne yere nkoa ene te into okwa ne man one chef and one security Sanipa no ohia a 7-bedroom house ohia a 5-bedroom house Sanipa no ohia a very decent house 2-3-bedroom house decent because one ne yere nkoa ne te. And you can see majority of these ambassadors most of them they are not traveling with their kids. So more primary and JSS into member miensa member 9 majority of them they don't even want to do that. Into we have to be very moderate in the way we spend. Into President John Mahama say Sadia na obeto ye no okem se no every building be ambassador be no we need to start a process of doing what we call renting to own. Inti edan bia ende ye pama ambassador bia no edan a ye di ho nkomo tua rent say ye betua fa na abaye Ghana dia inti embre bi no eduru a na se Ghana ni bia ekọ Belgium a edan a okom no Ghana japade ni atia na nsen before election 2024 ena Nana Danko Akufo-Addo nebusuafo ekodi contract bi sika mokai company bia na energy company a na my ngrimukania a Akufo-Addo mo ene ekodi boni bi ma company ne ka say omni ye nyedwuma biem a company ne ka say omni ye court to UK ma UK court eka say yentua compensation ema sa company no which is judgment debt sa sika na yentumi ntua boka say before election 2024 sa company no through the bank no omni tabo no koto ye embassy ne so ene ye njapade bi wo UK. That is what this president is trying to avoid, because you see what we need to do is we need to own properties. It needs to be ours. We are not supposed to be renting and at the same time trying to protect somebody's property. It is not our responsibility. And the decision the president has taken, the decision John Mahama has taken, you see, Debbie Amekache Ghana for say, me, I worship John Mahama, I worship the wisdom in his head. I don't worship him as a politician, because there are so many politicians like John Mahama. There are so many politicians John Mahama, but the only difference is John Mahama wa Akufo-Addo nino any nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference is between John Mahama and J. Akufo any nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference between John Mahama and Bawumia say nyan said that John Mahama trim the chichirima Bawumia nibi Bawumia or nyan sa yedi chichirifie or nyan sa yedi ton to mama yere pamontuma or nyan sa be yedi to makeup or nyan sa yedi den lelele. But Bawumia nim nyansa yede chichire man the same as Kennedy Japan nyansa yede wo yede bojantra de wo rough no wa wo 30 no nam or san nyansa ne bi yede da ma bema wa wo rough no onye bema obetuma gine di obetuma ku ato atwene every say na kono ono te dem no ka se odwonso aba obekọ no no baba akotare dan ho, and such men are lizards. Omunya bema obetumi age omodi obi te say country onye nipa bi a sibia obo ne tai kura kire se na adwene achia Onyobia obetumi adwene nyoma bi ma aboa Ghana. Kobere Japan or snitch or conconseni or kaho and a party gu year from 2015. And these are people Brandon Champo bekache soko US Army. Bema utratro. Bema utumisha security chi etata nkofo botu edisa Brandon Champo. Pe ayawa so West Wagon document no any video say huno. Onye ni pa obetumi de ora shade mu because oye wudifo. Obetumi adane anytime to come after you. So share a time and now he was in charge of national security, and when after the whole commission report, he being seen as somebody who needed to be to be punished. Brandon Champo cannot be somebody who can put a country's fate in his hand, or a very dangerous human being. And these are things that John Mahama is unique from these people who want to contest. And see, when I say I like John Mahama and I worship John Mahama, it is not him as a human being. I worship the intelligence, unique vision, or the boa asakra Ghana. Do you understand? Politics in the area, no. Yeah, you go Penabubofu, Mr. P. Stay with me, team. Inti, Asamna Namekano, they see in Petekuba Azorka Kevin Taylor. The bang and the Akufo-Addo Mreso, Yaka say, Yaji Ghana, a dine over UK. MPP for the donor anko SS inti oya dia no nya bota chechim, because majority of MPP for no anko SS pe musa dankwa data or the research no inti mamemfa the evidence in the bra. Trafigura seizes Ghana's Regina house in London over 134 million judgment debt default. we 2024 August Ekufuor na president Bawumia na vice saa time no nkwasiafo we ekodi sika ema company bi de nsa koto ye japade so. These are some of the reasons in John Mahama, the president of the republic, eka say we need to own our own properties. We need to be able to manage our own properties around the world. So our diplomatic mission yen call for yede omoko akoginim amaye ewo omaman so no. Into technically John Mahama is telling you say we as a country we need to own property in every country. This is big. When you own a property in every country, you have a share in that country. John Mahama is technically, he is basically trying to make sure Ghana owns shares in every single country, embassy around the world. So he is basically building, we are becoming a superpower indirectly. Because you have one property, another property. A time will come, that company will have that country will have to sit with us to negotiate. AB and our property, it is at a place the country will have to negotiate with us before they pull it down. And that part, we become the lead negotiators. So that is some of the things. Those are some of the things here say on mine yetima. And obviously, John Mahama made to me it will cut down the wastage in the system. We are not going to waste what we call $15 million and over dollars every year on rent. Abra, majority of our diplomats, they are just there with their wives. They are not there with their family. So why do they need 6-bedroom house renting and paying in dollars? These are things that receipt in the chairman NPP for terminal report in the back and I'm the chairman. Now the stories we was here. Story in the back. Another good story abani ye adwuma wo abani ye adwuma abani bu adwuma na I say NPP for no magimi omugin say Ghana for no ye ncheche ye kire Ghana for adwuma NDC abani ebo. Now this is another important step this government has taken. One of those promises abano a promise say John Mahama promise say Ghana for increment for and so promise it is becoming a reality. So in Kribunina or Ghana, also TSS say Abai is looking out for every single Muslim. The issue with Arabic teachers issue near Tikrumha and a Mustafa Hamid. Adeba kunti amempe Mustafa Hamid asem and they say one or the Quran na politics and time wa mabrabum. That Mustafa Hamid Adeba ko mami chirisa ofrija to ne say or the Quran na politics. And me the moment I would the Bible and a Quran be politics I hate you. Because you see when you do that then you are trying to use the word of Allah ana onyankopon to deceive men. 90% of what politicians say when it comes to politics, 90% of politicians, they don't really say the truth. A few of them are honest with us and do some of the things we want. And along the way, when we meet a politician who is honest, kakra, we need to hold on to that politician, John Mahama, because every politician is shall bow with this. It's when somebody like Mustafa Hamid, wallahi, and at the end, Mustafa Hamid mobile MPP, almost say Bawumia in Krimuni, or your DN, or your vice president, Mustafa wallahi, and the Quran chapter DN, they came and they said they have a whole ministry for Zongos, and the 2 months no muguno. God the dad and cream for. Moka I say before election 2020, John Mahama suggested and I said oka assembly and kadi and person implemented around the nation. That was cold rooms for Masalachi. Technically, now and person or building just a cold room. A cold room sebio yenuanum kremoni or talk. Ebi onya accident or car accident and I yare born ahomache na say ye pese prepare the body no in less than 24 hours to go burial ye betumi the air dey emum no and our body no alcohol ama the respect edware no na ya ye amamre wo se ye na ye de ba abontini ko sie MPP for Mustafa Hamid Mahamudu Bawumia sa akwa bi na no ye Ashanti regional chief imam no wewu no on de on ne nyankopon asem nyankopon ene ne beka enye me njaji nipa eyo onyankopon kwa na wotumi a obegyaji nipa de waya wasase su bia no onyankopon nanim sa nkofo ni nyina pia bonte beka che Ghana for say eye de okosi mochire masalachi eno mukeka nkwasi asemwa. That was something very good. That was something that was very, very good. anka and the masala chibia ebia regional anya ebia district masala chibia anka cold room tarwa, it will do us a good so much good. But NPP, Mustafa Hamid Bawumia, sorry, they did propaganda. This is something that somebody who was born into a Muslim family or a Muslim community, grew up with Muslims, understand the religion and understand what Muslims go through when they lose one of their own, and understand the respect we need to give to a Muslim their body. That's what I say. And the Kramabe Christoni, but maybe I'm free no and that particular thing I respect. Yenyan kremofo to be sorry ekasetia we omunyan kremofo me munafikis Mustafa Hamid Mahmoud Bawumia omojimi they actually rose up and fought it. But omure fi say sebio yenyina onyankopon twedi ampon kwame obeto nsafre. I am not scared to die because man is born to die. The moment you are scared to die is when you know what you are doing on this planet. It is not something Allah at the end of the day Allah iniso. But if you know you are living a life that onyankopon ene wonkwa o shedem no unim se onyankopon ni so you are not scared to die. And to me, I've never been scared to die. I've never been scared because I know today. So onyankopon can say, Kevin, that is it for you. I know there's a special place I am going because of the life that I am living. And see, I have never had a problem with you going to die tomorrow or you go no. I've always tried to make the every day my last day on this earth and try to make things right. And these people found a way, and that way was that they had to bring that down. Mustafa Hamid Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, and John Mahama Eshe Ghana for bo or share incremo for more Ghana bo. The embassy say Youth Employment Agency YEA signs a memorandum of understanding with the Islamic Education Fund or unit to recruit 3,000 Arabic instructors. John Mahama Eshe incremo for bo or say. So, be the president, we have limited number of Arabic instructors. Arabic. And a lot of the makarantas we are lacking malam. They can teach the Arabic for the kids to understand the religion and the kind of country they live in and the principles of Allah. And John Muhammad through YEA say they are going to recruit 3,000 of the Islamic teachers, Arabic instructors to make sure that they inculcate. They hold on onto the principles that makes a Muslim. You need to be able to read the Quran and understand. And the first principle of a Muslim is to understand the language Allah understands. And that is you understanding the word of Allah. Allah speaks so many languages, but the word of Allah is unique. And it comes in different forms. The moment you are able to understand Allah's language, then you have become one of Allah's children. You need people who can direct our young people, our young Muslims, to understand the language of Allah. The moment they are not able to understand the language of Allah, it becomes difficult for the young person to understand why Allah should be somebody he should be worshiping every day. The instructors are very important. You need them to give the kids the fundamentals to understand why they are Muslims. Because there are people who are Muslims, but they are Muslims who don't even understand their work on this planet. And there are some people who are jihadists, but they call themselves Muslims. Their principles are different from people who believe in Allah because Allah believes in peace. Islam stands for peace. So if you don't understand the principles of the Islamic religion, then it becomes difficult for you to follow the principles of Allah. The 5 pillars of Islam is very important. But how do you understand it? You need people to guide you as a young man. You need people to indoctrinate you for you to believe and understand the language of Allah. Into this decision that the NDC government has taken through the YEA, it is the beginning of trying to make sure that the Islamic religion has its better root in Ghana, and the new generation coming up will have those principles that makes them real Muslims who believe in peace and Islam. These are things when president and the government does, they are not just doing it, they are doing it to solidify, to make sure say a religion, Islamic religion, it stands on its feet. I keep telling some of my Muslim friends, I know and I've studied the Islamic religion majority of them. I just don't talk about it because in life, sometimes you have to let people find a way to know you. You are not supposed to force or impose yourself on people. And we need to support these kind of things. And I will urge people in Ghana who are Muslims, who have a little bit of money in their hand. These are some of the things you push money into. This is where you find a way to come together as Muslim millionaires or whatever. Try and find a way to get to the president and say, we want to dedicate, put a fund together. We will put money in to sustain this for years. You don't need to go to Mecca to show that you respect or you adore Allah. But these are some of the things, because all that Allah needs is for his word to live. The longer Allah's word lives on this planet, the longer Allah stays, because the word of Allah is Allah. And if we want to keep the word of Allah with men, then it means we want to keep Allah with men. And we, the people with a little bit of money, as Muslims, this is where we push the money to. Push into this. Let's get more instructors. Let us get more people who are willing to put their lives on the line to teach the younger Islamic children what Islam represents. And it should not just be the government. We need Al-Hajis who have money, who are willing and ready to sustain the Islamic religion in Ghana. Put yourselves together. There was some Sikafobia Ghana. A group. A year no modeko. A man no. You have a reason to put your money into something that is everlasting. And these are basic things. And I support the president through the YEA boss, who is Basintelli. They are trying to inculcate the principles of Islamic religion into the younger ones. So 3,000 Arabic instructors. Yeah, but before munina amomachre enquarano. Senya ye kan Quran eti osumanase. Senya they will not move away from the principles of Allah. So I applaud the government for this. I'll be following up on this. And I'll make sure, say, John Dramani Mahama and this NDC government, they go through this and make sure, say, it needs to work. At least we should secure the future of young Islamic scholars. We should secure the future of a young Muslim boy or girl. We should at least leave something to them. We should give them Allah. We should let them understand who Allah is. We should give them the principles of Allah. At least, that hope that when they believe in the principles of Allah, at least the world will still stay the way it is. So we need to do this. The makarantes are supposed to be developed. We need to have ultra-modern makarantes around the nation. They are not supposed to be classrooms, Saito schools. We need to build modern makarantes around the nation. Makarantes with sophisticated equipment, modern equipment. We are not supposed to lower it and make it look like some dirty school. We need to upgrade makarantes around the nation. We can decide to build 10 or 16 regional makarantas around the nation. Every region will have an ultra-modern makaranta, at least every region. So they can be going there as a research center. They can visit. People will know what the Islamic religion represents. So if we are able to build in the 16 regions, each one very good, sophisticated, modern makaranta, that can take about 500 kids at a time. Cinema halls, for them to know. For them to know what the religion they are in. That is how we build the kids. That is how we make them understand the kind of religion they are in. So I would suggest to the government, if I get the opportunity to speak to Basintelli or people in this government who are Muslims, I will tell them that they should try and draft a program whereby every region will get one regional makaranta that is unique. It can pick at least 500 children at a time. It becomes a place where they will visit. They can be at the district and be doing the district makaranta, but at a point, some districts will come together, 6, 7 districts. They bring all of them there. You showcase what Allah means. You showcase what the Islamic religion means. It is something that should happen. If you people don't do it, I will use my money to do it. And Allah in his own wisdom knows right now I don't have the money. But Sikabe come in Sema, I will do it. I will build regional makarantas in every region, 16 of them. And they will all look the same. They will have everything in there. Me we are say 16 a Christian training center. Every region 1. Let's say 32. Allah be miska. God will give me that money. Allah will give me that money. Allah, he will give me that money. He will give me the money, and I'm very confident I will do this till you'll be shocked. I will build it. 16 regions bia o makaranta unique one baako kase baako e for 500. 16 regions bia be a one special Christian village. 16 regions bia be baako. That is what you do. You let the religion represent. Obiba, Ghana is a secular state. In Krimufo how a Christopher, let it show. Enyam kwasi asika nkofo ko tuwa mena abetuwe. Inti nyina emfri adenkrije niembra National Cathedral. No, let's take it to the people. Let's take the word of Allah to the people. Let's take the religion to the people. Let them be comfortable.